Hello and good evening. Welcome to this week's Blood and Song. I am Johnny, your DM, and tonight I'm joined by Dan, who plays Lack.
I'm first.
It's true. Brad, who plays Octavius.
Hi there.
Ryan, who plays Ripper.
Right.
Christine, who plays Faeza.
Hello.
Becki, who plays Seed. And Sean, who plays Sixsmith.
I'm last. And ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Although, mate, I'm going to say I nearly wore that same evil goatee beard today, so I'm very glad I did shave it off.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to reveal why at this point I have an evil goatee, but there is a reason behind it that will be revealed at the right point. This evil goatee was. It is now that we.
This is the right point.
This is the right point.
The reveal.
So,
the reveal.
Before we get to the reveal and we get to how is everyone, we should say, as next weekend is Easter, huzzah! It will be Bank Holiday Monday, and we have family obligations and other things to do, so we are going to take a down week from the campaign. However, Becki, would you like to tell everyone what's going to be happening here instead?
So instead, we will have the first of 3 special episodes in which the cast will play a one-shot, which was designed by myself. It's the first one-shot I've ever written, so it's a bit of an experiment. But yes, it's set in the magical world of the theatre and follows the team putting on a variety show. So yes, we were working out how exactly you do variety show performances with D&D mechanics. So if you want to find out how everyone interpreted that challenge, then you'll need to tune in on Monday.
Well, when you've got a good DM, it's really easy. And I think I'm speaking for everyone when I say it was really easy. It was really good fun. You did an amazing job, and I can't wait for people to watch it and reveal why Sean gets an evil goatee.
There is a reason behind it, although I'm kind of enjoying it now. Shall I play? Maybe I'm playing into
Sean,
it already.
You also enjoyed the cipher when you gave yourself that, and that looked ridiculous.
That's a reference for anyone who enjoys the Matrix. That was good. It was just the top part, and then the middle bit as far down as I could go, like Cipher from the Matrix. So that I did enjoy that, and I had a bald head at the time.
Yeah, the idea.
I went bald head and everything.
I like the idea.
Just your face.
Execution.
So, really exciting stuff to look forward to next week. And
it was honestly the best fun.
It's a brilliant
for so
one
many
shot.
reasons. Yeah. It was the best fun. Becki was extraordinary. Everyone else was mediocre in comparison.
True. Definitely.
But it was a lot of fun that we had.
An Easter treat for all will be had.
Yeah,
on
better than chocolate and less fattening. So
definitely as offensive.
But you will be full of joy.
Yes.
Chock full. Talking of full of joy, I hear, Dan, today is a celebratory day.
It is.
For a couple of reasons.
We did.
I've got rollerblade wheels. And trainers. Got rollerblade wheels on my thing.
You were going so fast there that it's just.
Thanks. My friend Taj has got another present. This time for Johnny, although this might get lost in the post, Johnny, because if I'm honest, it's too freaking nice.
Like those chilies, they just haven't come to you yet.
A Dungeon Master's travel case.
Oh my god, that is incredible!
Which has like minis, space for minis, space for books. Like it's just the right size for your books.
That is so nice.
Extraordinary. Thanks for that, Taj, because I'm going to really enjoy that.
Well, happy birthday as well, Taj.
It is Taj's birthday. Happy birthday, Taj.
Well, that's kind of blown my
Happy
present
birthday,
out of the
Taj.
water. I was going to give you a present tonight, Taj, but it now looks really shit and a bit cheap of me. But I'm going ahead with it because I have no other plan. The plan is this: to reward how just wonderful you've been and to celebrate your birthday. My players claim that sometimes fate is unfair to them, and it seems that the chats can be fate. And tonight, Taj, you have the power to roll 1d20 and replace any roll tonight, with the proviso as long as we see it in chat. Someone will be monitoring, but there's a bit of a delay. We will do our best. But if I roll too high and crit one of them, if you roll less, you can take it away. If you roll a crit, you can make sure they hit one of my characters or pass a skill check. So, Taj, the power tonight is in your hands for one roll.
Yes, Taj.
Yes, Taj.
Yes, Taj.
Talking of power, how's everyone else's week?
I'm not
It's
sure
real-
where that tangent is.
Yeah,
I'm trying to fit it in.
trying to find a segue, but okay. um, it was fun. It was building up to yesterday, really, wasn't it? With the old with the one shot.
Yeah.
Trying to get our head around different classes, trying to come up with a variety act. That was fun. And our hand drawn tokens for various degrees of success.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And the
promise
accents.
you all
I think
love
they're-
the artwork.
Yes.
I think
artwork
all
was
of the
great.
hand-drawn tokens were very successful.
We're going to share them
Look
once
forward to
the
them.
once the first episode of the one shot, because it is a 3-parter, and at this time of year we have 3 bank holidays which are very close to each other, because we've got the Easter bank holiday, then we've got the early May bank holiday, and then there's the late May bank holiday. So we're going to split it up over those, and we're gonna release little tidbits in between as well.
Kraken.
No, just your hand drawn token. So,
Like the Kraken.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
it's
mine
nice.
does look a bit like a Kraken. So
yes. No,
Very
that's
You mean
alright.
it's crackenly good?
nice,
Oh.
nice.
That,
Also,
no, it wasn't. No,
hand drawn
Dan,
by
don't
my little
listen.
boy.
He said crackingly good. Don't let that slide. That
Yeah.
wasn't nice.
No,
He
don't.
knows
because
it's bad as well. Look at him.
And
He knows
also,
it's bad.
Going into cardiac arrest. I'm going into cardiac arrest.
You've
when
got
I
to remember.
cracked that joke on Saturday, you both groaned at me. Yeah, so none of this fake laughing for Johnny. All right.
we don't want to
'Cause he's the
die
DM.
in the
We don't wanna
combat,
die.
Ryan.
That's the
When
thing.
we
Back
Yeah,
on
sorry,
track
yeah.
now, mate.
Oh yeah, shit.
Also,
Yeah, that was the.
but also, me and Dan have missed a whole season of pantos. So
Very true.
Yeah,
any
that
of the
is
bad
true.
jokes, we're gonna lap them up.
There was some real catharsis for you both in that, I felt.
There was a bit.
Yeah, it wasn't funny, but it was good for the soul. So that's
I,
okay then, isn't it?
when you finally do see Christine's character, you will utterly understand where she got it from if you're in the theatre. Like
Yeah.
we've all met one,
Almost like it
or
came
2.
naturally.
And
It was
to be fair,
great.
probably a few of mine characters as well. Let's be fair.
Definitely have.
It is true. Well, it's been a good week, hasn't it? We've had birthdays, we've had the one shot. It's been excellent. It's almost like we've needed some joy in our lives, because tonight things might get a little dicey.
I mean,
So I think it's time to find time to find out how it's going to go in tonight's episode of Blood and Song. Hello and welcome back. So, previously on Blood and Song, our party, thanks to a daring jailbreak from Lack, had managed to escape from Gaius, Octavius's younger brother, who was hunting them. However, the jailbreak didn't come without a cost. Lack was dragged into a conspiracy to aid the Garden, a mysterious underground faction, in stealing just a humble book, but from the Heirloom Repository, one of the most securely guarded libraries in all of the Chinellan Republic. After formulating an annoyingly good plan, they pulled off the heist brilliantly, causing distractions in the town, testing the guards' capabilities, and then Six had the idea of talking to the assassin that was tracking them and persuading them to complete another job that they had to do anyway, but to just move the timeline up a bit. All they know is that a giant explosion happened in the location of the forum, as the party, minus Six, who had stayed outside, and minus Toots, Faeza's companion, who had stayed back at base, infiltrated the library, reached the top floor, managed to steal the books and exfiltrated all the way to the exit, where they ran into 2 Praetorians. And it is there that we are picking up. So you are in the Heirloom Repository, which, as a reminder, is a giant glass building, or it appears to be like glass from the inside. It has books and stacks all around it, filled with scrolls and tomes itself. They, in front of you, are 2 Praetorians clad in black. It's like segmentata, but it's a little bit smoother. They've got these black helmets with black crests running across them, and strange kind of black markings down the front of them. They wear 2 swords, one by each side, 2 short gladii, and they are just leaning against the doorway. Well, we've been waiting for you.
Good evening, officers.
Octavius.
How can we help you?
Well, yes, boss. As Ripper calls psychically to his bull.
Treacle, I need you to scoop 6, right, up onto the back. You know, maneuver gelato, and
Gelato.
get him inside. Yeah, get him inside the building. Yeah. All right. Cheers. Cheers, Treacle. Cheers.
Right. Bye, boss. Oh. And we'll cut back to the library.
Yeah, you never said bye. It's rude, isn't it?
And what can we help you with? You need to come with us.
Just me?
Oh no. Your companions too. I would suggest you surrender your arms and come peacefully.
Oh, sorry, mate. I can't surrender these arms. They're attached to my body, you know? Wait, he gets it. Look, your other one gets it. He's fine. Now, I was in there doing a bit of reading, and I just managed to conveniently walk out at the same time that these guys did. So, just going to go back to checking this shelf of books over here.
May I have the reason? It may influence our decision.
No.
That puts us in a precarious situation.
Oh, look, the life and times of Blingle the Blobbly Blaster. Yeah,
Blingle the Blobbly Blaster. Great.
Yeah, that's
Write that
canon
down.
now. Why did you?
And that's now canon.
That's a really important character in the history of the world.
Right.
Blingle the Blobbly Blaster. Not a tense scene. It's fine.
Oh, he made this kind of frozen dessert, tiny, millions of them. Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, you boys should read this. You know, it's good stuff.
Can Faeza, Seed, and Lack take a perception check, please?
Faeza got a 10.
22.
19 for me.
Lack and Seed, as you look around, you see that where before the library had been bustling, in a sort of silent bustle, library, but kind of bustling, now there is silence. People are staring, and the shelves and stacks around you have emptied. People have moved up. You can see from the next level up, people just staring down, and even the mages look terrified. Well there, Ripper. I'm sure we can read it at any time we like. For now, I suggest you stop playing the funny man and come with us.
Playing?
You don't have to.
I cast
It'd be a lot
Hold
more
Person
fun
at
if you
3rd
resist.
level on both.
Okay. Cross your spell slot off. Nothing happens.
Ah, well.
Dexter would approve of that if he was there, though.
Octavius, can you take
My man.
a insight check?
Indeed I can. That is 12 plus 8, so 20.
Brad, that's a normal roll. Well done. As you hold out your hand, call forth the energies, and release them. Nothing happens. You remember that about 30 seconds ago you were a mouse riding on Ripper, and then suddenly you turned back to yourself. Your wild shape ended without your permission.
Yeah, but I thought that was something active they did, not a passive thing, so... And now I know it's a passive thing.
Can I ask, you called our colleague Ripper? And why? I mean, he didn't tell you what his name was.
Faeza, if you think we don't know everything about you. We know everything.
To be fair, Faeza, I've done quite a few things in my lifetime that have meant a lot of people know my name. So it's not out of character that they might... Hey-ya! And he's going to throw the book at the Praetorian.
Everybody, please roll initiative.
There we go.
You couldn't have thrown a weapon, maybe.
No, not a dagger. No, book.
Dog.
Everyone's rolling.
30.
Normal rolls lasted all of one roll.
Right.
Okay. So, just whilst I try and do 20 things at once. There we go. Right, anyone over 20?
24. All rolled on D&D Beyond. No one can... we're all good.
That's fine. Oh, I just need to see what their initiative was. Good. Anyone over 15?
Faeza got 17.
17. What's your dex?
The line caller. +1.
+1. Okay.
Am I rolling, Johnny? Sorry, mate.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
So if you can roll 2. Right, so
The ball will need initiative, won't it? Because that can act separately, I believe.
It's just for the sake of ease going to go on Rippers.
Okay.
You guys have got so many pets. Otherwise,
True.
this is just going to be.
I'm probably rarely going to use treacle in combat just for ease, unless at some point I take mounted combatant.
Anyone else over 15?
20.
20.
It's fast on their feet. They really are.
Very fast. I haven't rolled the second one. Good. Over 10.
Yes, I got a 13.
Yeah, me too.
Plus 2 dex.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go first because I'm
higher in the
cooler.
alphabetical order. Also, I'm
Okay.
technically not there. Not yet.
Octavius, how did you do?
6.
6.
Okay, so here is what happens. Ripper, can you make an attack roll, please?
Yeah, of course I can. That is just a straight attack roll. What am I adding?
Yep. It's a D20. This is. Are you proficient in unarmed or improvised weapons?
Not proficient.
Then you just add your strength or your. Well, this would be strength or dex. I'll let you have either.
I'll have to add strength, so it's 14.
The book flies towards the Praetorian and hits the one on the left. In fact, if you would like to open up Foundry.
I thought you were going to ask if you'd like to open up page 42. That's the one that hits him.
It's like, you're right, that doesn't look like a good recipe. No, he doesn't. On Foundry, you'll see the positions. I'm just going to slightly reposition Ripper. If anyone else would like to object, I'm going to actually move Octavius forward because you were talking and move Lack a bit further back.
Yeah, I do not.
So you can see the door is basically through the purple carpet to the very south of the map. That's where you were heading on the stacks. Does anyone wish to move from where they were?
Yes, please. I'd like to be at least 5 foot further back, please.
Okay, so you can be 10 foot behind the desk, or I can move you sort of 10 foot diagonally.
Oh, I see. That's a
northeast.
desk. Sorry.
It's a desk
yes.
over a carpet.
Yeah, that's not right. I'll go behind the desk, please.
Behind the desk. Okay. And Lack, in that case, I'm going to move you 1 back as well, so it's sort of the natural walking pattern.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Yeah, no worries.
Great. So this is where we pick up. The book throws at the Praetorian on the left, harmlessly hits their chest, and falls down. Lack.
Ooh, sorry.
What do you do?
Yeah, I forgot going first there. What I would like to do is try and use the distraction to roll over the table and behind this bookcase to the west of Octavius and try and duck out of the way.
Okay. Roll then a stealth check.
Okay.
If you're using the action to hide. Yep.
Oh, I was so close to a 20. 16.
Okay.
16.
So you almost camo roll straight in. Cronk it up against the shelf. It's a verb. And you believe you are fully hidden.
Fine. No, the one to the west of Octavius, please.
Sorry, west of Octavius.
Yeah, and if I can be at the very edge of it as well, the
western edge.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
I think for this round, no, because nothing's kicked off yet, so I don't think it's right to do that.
Seed.
So no.
What would you like to do?
Okay, so I would like to try and shoot them with an arrow.
Okay.
So I'm going to target, sorry, I should specify my target. I'm going to go for, I think, the one to the west.
Okay.
$24.
You shoot your arrow and it flies forward, and you are certain you've headed for the breastplate just above where the neck meets. And without even looking at you, still eyes fixed on Octavius, ding! Brings up a sword and parries it, sending the arrow spinning into the floor.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're doing it the hard way then. Next up is that Praetorian, who is going to move forward, jumping over the table with ease, and pulling out 2 swords. And Octavius, it's right in front of you. First attack is going to be... I didn't add the plus. Let's see. That's 12. A 17 to hit.
Oh, that's exactly on the money.
Okay. The second one is much higher, 27.
Okay, 2 hits.
And the third one is 24.
Nah, that
As
wasn't it.
these 3 swords, 1, 2, and then brings them both in for a stab. Damage. Oh yes, damage, that thing. The
I don't
first
like
one
how many dice that sounded like.
is going to hit you for... That's the one thing I didn't copy out. That was really clever of me. So it's that, isn't it? So that was plus. So 4 plus. First one hits you for 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Second one hits you for another 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And the third one hits you for 11 points of slashing damage.
Okie dokie.
And for the moment, that's all it's going to do. Faeza. You are muted.
That doesn't help, does it? Sorry. No spells are gonna work, so that can't help. I think I'm gonna have to fire my crossbow at probably that same one, the one that was to the west, and I get extra attack, so I can attack twice.
Take 2 shots.
Right-oh. 1 second. It was a 1 second, sorry. It was a 16 and
Misses.
a 20 and a 24.
The second one does hit.
So it's a 1d8 plus 3 damage. That was a 2 plus 3, so 5.
Okay. Is your weapon magical?
No. Oh well, it's got an infusion on it, so probably. Is that right?
Which infusion have you got
It's
on
got
it?
repeating shots.
No. Okay, thank you. So as you shoot the first one, he ducks as he's bringing the 2 gladii up into Octavius, and then you quickly reload and shoot again, and this one just sticks comically into the knee just above the shin guard. He looks down at it and just slashes it away, barely noticing.
Used to be a guard, used to be an adventurer, and now he's taking an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, it's true.
Which, by the way, if you watch next week, there's a little bit in there I recognised while Becki was doing her thing.
Nice one.
Okay.
Picking up.
I don't know if this is going to work because I've got a bonus action.
Go on.
It's probably not going to work. No, I'm going to have to. It's casting a spell, and it's just not going to happen, is it? So, yeah, sorry. I was going to cast Sanctuary, but
Oh,
You can try.
can I try?
Well, it might be worth a try because at this
Okay.
point,
We don't know what the anti-magic field
Okay.
is.
Okay, I want to cast Sanctuary over Octavius.
Okay, so cross off your spell slot.
Yeah.
You feel the power within you, and you release it, and nothing. The
Nab
spell doesn't take.
Okay, fair enough. That is all I'm going to do at the moment.
Next up is the Second Praetorian. Looking at you all, smiles, sits up, doesn't pull out a sword, but holds out a hand. He is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet out to the west. And I need Lack. Is he going to do that? No, yes, Lack. Can you make a charisma save, please?
probably not. I rolled a 1. So no.
So suddenly you feel lightheaded. You think you're hidden there, but this face just appears around the side. And as you feel this energy seeping into you, you sort of blink. And then you realise that he's a really good guy. And this is silly, and you shouldn't be fighting at all. And then the Praetorian says, I think you should go and sit by the door. Stay out of everyone's way. It's for the best. I don't want you to get hurt.
Seems reasonable.
Ripper, it is your turn.
Right, lovely.
Taj says, will 19 help though?
What's your charisma save bonus?
2.
21 does.
Taj!
Nice,
Taj!
Happy
Coming
birthday,
in.
Taj!
Well done.
Nice one,
It's a very good time to use it.
Oh,
So you hear his words,
friendship, that is.
and as you're nodding, it's like another force comes over you, and you hear something in your head. You hear, oh no, no. I did not say you could do that. And then you blink it off, and you're still smiling at him, but your mind is your own again.
Yeah. Can I try and make a deception check to make him think that
On
it
your
has
turn?
something?
Yeah. Ripper.
Right. Remind me what the rules of flanking are.
You get advantage when you are directly opposite.
Cool. I'm gonna hop on that table then, or on it, or squat over it, or something like that. I don't know how high the table is, but
It doesn't look that heavy. You could probably just move it out of the way.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd
Just
say
move
it's
it out
a
of the
free
way.
action. You could probably just kick that as you're running past. It's a small
And then
table.
I am going to. This might be dumb. This might be as dumb as throwing a book at a Praetorian, right? I'm gonna try and catch him in a net.
Yes.
So standing next to him, I believe you would have disadvantage on this attack. Don't you need to be a little bit further back?
I don't believe a net's considered a ranged attack.
Depends how you're using it. What are you doing? Is it like a normal net you're throwing over him, or is it net you're shooting at him?
You know how in 101 Dalmatians the best part when they like bag a dog, right?
No, it's genuinely one of the only Disney movies I've never watched. I'm not a big dog
Imagine
fan.
what bagging a dog would look
Well,
like.
then you'll love it,
right?
because they're under threat of being skinned the entire time.
Yeah.
You'll side with
I
Cruella.
like animals. I'm not a monster.
Yeah, no, but you'll side with Jasper and Horace, mate. Jasper and Horace would be your two favourites, because because everyone else wants the dogs to succeed, but
How are you using this bloody net, fool?
I'm just gonna try and basically put it over him so that we can so then it can be like then we at least get a chance to run, basically.
Okay. I'm gonna say make an attack roll. You can have advantage.
Okay, lovely. Definitely need that advantage. It's gonna be a 17.
So you throw the net, trying to pull it down over him, and reflexively a sword comes out and just slices through, and it falls down either side of him.
No, my one good net. Then is a silvered weapon considered magical?
If you're fighting a werewolf or a vampire, sure.
Fine. Then I'm gonna just attempt to hit him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Above that, which I did, I got 25.
That hits.
Lovely. So that's going to be 1d8. It's 9 points of damage.
9 points damage.
Now I know what you're thinking, Johnny. My staff isn't magical. Well, at least my quarterstaff isn't magical. And just like the arrow, it'd ping off. But as that hit connects, a power greater than magic comes coursing through my veins, and I'm going to expend a spell slot to use a divine smite.
Okay.
Do. It's been a minute since I've smited somebody.
What level are you smiting at, by the way?
I guess it would be I just use a first level spell slot. I'm not trying to. I can't do anything else more than that. So it's just 2d8, isn't it? Yes. 8 points of radiant damage.
So as you feel Illuria's wrath coming through you and you unleash your smite, it fizzes out. Lack, can you make a perception check? You're muted.
19, sorry.
In your state, what you do see is the one that had been looking at you had been glancing over the other fight and had lifted a hand as Ripper unleashed the spell from behind.
Okay, so there's one of them. I see. Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm... Well, I can't say anything until my...
6. You are currently about 450 feet away on the other side of a building when the bull is going to try and flip you up onto its neck. It does not communicate. What do you do?
Mate, I trust Ripper and I trust this bull, and I allow it to fully, whoa, like I'm in a Disney film, whoa, and I let it flip me up,
Okay.
and I let it take me as fast as it can. I guess I would assume something has gone wrong.
Okay, as I've got to it on your turn, Ripper, but you're next to each other, so it kind of works.
Yeah.
What is the movement speed of your bull?
I think what we said...
It can use the warhorse stats. That's
yeah,
fine.
I think it's got warhorse stats, right? Which is 60 feet.
Okay.
60 feet, and then I guess...
It will
take
dash.
Yeah, so it's
But
120
wait, does it get a
feet.
movement and an action, or does it just get one thing on its turn?
The spell doesn't actually. It says it just acts like an animal, so I don't think animals get. Well, I mean, like
Generally,
a warhorse.
you can command your. Well, you can command Toots to move and do something, can't you?
Yeah,
I'll allow it
because
to
like a
do two
warhorse
things,
has a
that's
move.
fine.
It actually has an action. A warhorse.
Yeah, no, we'll
so-
do it. That's fine. So it can double dash. It can dash essentially.
Double dash.
As it starts dashing up the stairs, it gets to the
Operation
grand
China.
doors,
Operation
and
China.
the doors are
China.
currently closed. I will allow you as part of the dash action. Can your bull make a strength check?
Of course it can. That is a 17 plus 4.
Crash! The doors smack open. I'm guessing it telepathically knows where you are at all times.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
And I know where it is, yeah.
Literally
It
a
knows
minute.
where you are
up
as the
to-
crow flies.
Up
It
to a
does-
mile away.
It does not understand geography.
Yeah.
So it will do its best to get to you, and we'll find out how that goes next round. Six, is there anything you would like to do whilst you are on this ball?
I'd like to. Ready in action, I guess, but I think I'd like to. As soon as I burst through the location where they are, I would like to be able to assess very quickly the foes and be.
So that would be a
prepared.
perception check.
Yeah, I think I'd like to perception check. What I'd also like to check is if there's a spell casting focus on anyone in the room.
Okay, we'll consider that under the perception check. That specifically will have a bit of a higher DC, but you can absolutely make that check.
Okay, cool.
Octavius, you are face to face with the most feared soldiers
So
in
I'm
the
going to
Channelan Republic.
test something. I believe they're cancelling out with their reactions. So I'm going to cast Gust on him first. Try and push him.
Nothing
5 feet away.
happens.
Okay. As I do that, can I try and see who's reacting to that to cancel it out?
Make a perception check.
That's 24.
Yes, Brad. There we go.
So, you're avidly watching the one in front of you, and with your scout's eyes, you can see movement in the right, and you're watching for that telltale hand. It does not appear.
Does not appear. Okay.
Aren't the two different things going on at once here, peeps?
Okay.
Dad?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trust my instinct here, and I'm gonna cast a bonus action spell, since that was a cantrip, to Misty Step away using my feet.
As you attempt to cast it, nothing.
Oh
You
my
remain where you are.
God. Okay.
Okay.
Good. I will move. And I will move and try and jump to the other side of the table behind me.
Okay, make an athletics check.
That's 12.
Easily done. You run back, half expecting it to lash out, but the Praetorian doesn't. It just smiles and carries on looking at you as you dash behind the table. We are back to the top of the round. Lack.
Okie dokie. So I am going to walk over to the Praetorian here in the southwest,
Okay.
and I'm going to punch him.
Make an attack roll, please.
That's what I'm going to do. Let's go with that. Let's do the attack roll, and I'm going to punch him with my hands.
I'll tell you what. Make a deception check first.
Okay.
If you pass his passive, I'll let you have advantage on the first punch.
Sweet. Probably not going to happen. 20.
Total of 20.
Yep. Dirty 20.
Make a single attack roll.
21 bastards. Okay. Doesn't matter. Well, that's an utter miss, so I'll do it again.
Okay. First attack, punches out, and you do punch him, but it's like the bit in all the best Bollywood movies where they punch the hero and they just don't move. Donk!
Yeah. 14, I assume, is going to miss as well.
Also known as Fighting Ryan, yeah? Yeah?
So after that, sizing him up, I will flurry of blows for a further 2 attacks now.
Spend your key, make your attacks.
21.
21. Hits.
Wicked. Can he make a con save, please?
He certainly can. 28.
Okay, then I'll hit him again. 18.
Misses.
Okay, so that is just, 10 points of damage,
Okay.
and then I shall slide away without taking an attack of
no,
opportunity.
this is the other one
I've
that's been
moved
hit.
10 foot, so I will move another 30 foot. 1, 2.
Where are you moving to? Sorry.
I'm going to move back away, round, behind. I'm going to move as far away as I can. 10, 20.
So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30
Right,
to get you
yeah, I'll
behind
go
the
back
desk.
there, yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Seed. What would you like to do? Faeza, you're on deck after the Praetorian.
So I'm going to try using my bonus action to give bardic inspiration to Lack.
That's very interesting.
Because I'm not quite clear yet whether that is something that's going to work in this context or not, but I'm going to try it. Okay. Yeah, seeing the punches go, C is going to pick up on their rhythm and play back a rhythm on their drum.
Okay. See, you beat out your rhythm. As far as you're concerned, it worked. Everyone else, you hear Seed's rhythm. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna try another shot.
Go for it.
Sorry. Target-wise, I'm gonna go for the one who just got punched.
Okay.
Yeah, 18.
18 misses. So as the arrow shoots towards him, again, it completely ignoring Ripper behind him, just dink, tinks it to the side, still smiling.
Can I also move behind? Actually, I can't go behind the table, can I? Because then I'd have to move sort of through someone.
There is now no more room behind the table as the party are bunching up beautifully.
No worries. I'm actually going to stay where I am then.
Okay. So, we're back round to the first Praetorian who had attacked. Make sure I do that fairly by crossing that off. He is going to look around. I guess you're first, funny man. And he is going to attempt to restrain you. And essentially, he quickly moves into a chokehold. I need you to make a dex saving throw, please.
Not get a boner. Dex saving. 19. Let me guess, Johnny. The roll of 45 or something like that on.
Oh, the DC is 123. Of course.
I thought so. Yeah.
So as you dodge round, he grabs you and just holds you. For this turn, you are currently grappled, but you are not yet restrained. Okay? Yeah. That is what he's going to do. As he does that, you see that as he'd moved behind you to grapple you, he's still looking out past you. Faeza, you are up.
Yes. I would like to ready my action. It's going to be the extra attack again with my crossbow. And I'm going to use my bonus action to say quietly to Octavius and Lack, let's hit them both at the same time. I'll take the one that's got Ripper. And I will my weight is for whoever's next.
Okay, Faeza, you do have two attacks, don't you?
Yes,
As a note, when you hold an action, you can only hold a single action, so that would mean sacrificing one of your attacks in order to do that. I absolutely don't mind that doing that. That's your choice.
I think that's.
I don't know about that because the action is 2 attacks. So if he's holding one
when you
action,
take the action, you can make a second attack.
Okay.
If you are holding an action, then that's slightly different. Okay.
That's what the DM. Okay, I'm happy. That's all right. I'll still make an attack.
Okay. So you're holding your action.
I'm just going to double check.
What's your trigger for your held action?
It will be when another person attacks the other Praetorian. But I have still got inspiration, which would give me advantage on that attack, wouldn't it?
You can absolutely use that. That's fine.
So I'll use that inspiration on that attack as well.
Okay, so hold your attack roll then until that triggers. Next up is the second Praetorian, who looks over at his colleague and then just moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet up to the west, staring down at you essentially from due west of where you are currently sitting. And he just smiles. And you notice his black helmet just glow red very briefly. And then he whistles. That's his turn.
Zandal.
Ripper, you are up. You are currently grappled. Your movement is 0.
Whose helmet glue red?
The one
It
direct to
shuffles
the
our
west that is hidden by the bookshelf from you.
Okay, fine. My movement 0. I can still attempt to get out. What happens when I restrain things?
It's a contested strength check, basically, to get out.
But I can still do everything, can't I?
You can do everything, you're just movement 0.
Cool. And then what happens when I get restrained?
Basically, your melee attacks then have disadvantage against him.
Cool. While I'm grappled, I'm going to activate my Sacred Oath and imbue my weapon with magical energy.
As you attempt to do that, you notice the magic does not take.
Okay. And then I've just wasted my go. Thank you very much.
I'm pushing here, but can I use my reaction to analyze the source, perhaps, of this going on? Maybe over the course of a couple of attempts or something. I don't know.
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, okay. That's a 18.
It's hard to see because he is hidden behind Ripper.
Okay, no problem.
But you do, with an 18, you would remember that the helmet on that one flashed just before you turned back to human.
Okay, thank you.
Ripper, anything else you want to do?
There's nothing I can do.
Okay. 6. Oh, sorry, it's the bull first. He's going to take another 120 feet, dash through doors, and in the very far, far distance, those of you with the keenest hearing would hear "Google, Google, Google," and screams. Not the screams of kind of pain or death or battle, but just kind of, "Oh my god, there's a bull!" As literally the bull in the library is pushing through things. You do hear
China.
a great amount of breaking pottery, and oh, fucking 20 years down the drain!
Uh-oh.
As 6, you see an archaeologist just crying over a load of broken urns. Is there anything you would like to do on your turn, 6? You've already held your action to make a perception check when you get in.
Yes. Am I likely to still be able to do that?
Well, essentially, as a held action only actually lasts 1 round, I'm saying that you are automatically renewing that, unless you would like to do something different, which would drop that held action, and then you can do something. You've got approximately 1 more round of travel before you burst through the doors.
Can I... What's the advantage of mounted combat? I've never.
You need it as a feat.
Yeah,
right.
you actually, and technically
Otherwise
in 5e, it's got very shaky rules on it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just wondering if I leap off or if I attack from the mount. You see.
We'll figure it out as we go. You've still got another whole round before you get there, so you've got 1 more whole round of movement after this.
So I'm not likely. So if I hold another action, I'm not likely to be able to use it until I get there. Essentially,
You can't do anything. Well, you can do anything to interact with the world as you are now galloping through the halls of the College of Antiquities. You can't do anything to affect there. Would I be able to
speed it up? Would I be able to use my animal handling to maybe, because I would know, based on the map of that Ignis showed us, I'd sort of know the quickest route. So am I able to speed this up so I can get into the fray?
Okay, make an animal handling check. I'll see if it's not going to speed the bull up, but you might cut the route shorter, which will effectively speed it up.
Nah, not with a 6. I won't.
Or not. It's like trying to steer a bull.
Yeah. I'll just head it towards any wall. I'll just let it do its thing.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, Octavius.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'd like to move 30 feet to the east of Ripper's adversary
So 30 feet to the east, whilst it kind of comes off the map a bit. If you mean due east, because that will have you into a wall.
No. So I mean
30 feet to the east.
30 feet. No, sorry. No, 30 feet to 5 feet of the east. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to, while he's distracted grappling Ripper, to remove his helmet, to take it off.
Okay. Make me a strength athletics check.
Athletics, okay. That is not a strong point. But that's still a 13?
Okay. He rolls a 29 in contesting it. And as you kind of reach and pull on it, you can feel that there's like a strap under there that's stopping it, as you would know as a soldier.
Yeah.
You're not just going to have a little wobbly helmet. But you think you can pull it off if you can do it strong enough. But as you go to pull, he just bats back and nudges you in the nose. Doesn't cause any damage, but it does cause you to recoil slightly.
Okay.
It's your action.
That is.
And your movement.
That is. And I can't cast a bonus action spell, so it ends my goal.
Lack. Top of the round.
Okay. I've run in and try and punch again.
Okay.
Just for the first attack.
You going to the guy in the west?
Yeah.
Okay, so this will
In
trigger
which
the
case
held
that'll
action.
Trigger mine.
Yeah.
Yep, so you can make your attack roll at the same time.
With advantage, so.
Yes, with advantage, you're using your
12.
inspiration.
Does not hit.
How did you do there, Lack?
I rolled a 12 and an 18, so I know neither of those are going to hit.
Yeah.
No, yes, neither. So that's both punches.
Yeah.
Essentially, he does the Neo at the end of the Matrix and just moves around them, smiling the whole time. Neither of them have stopped smiling. Faeza.
Sorry, my things have gone mental for some reason. I just must have rolled about 18 rolls. I apologise.
I rolled an 18, so I know that's going to miss.
You feel like it's a good hit, but it's just at that point where you think it's going to brain through him that he shoves back and headbutts Octavius, and the bolt just flies past his eyes, and kind of you hear it skittering and clattering onto the floor, and from far behind you, you hear a cry of "My backs!"
I'm going to try and summon my arms.
Okay. Let me just check something. First time I've had to go to the rulebook for a while. Okay, as you go to burst your arms, nothing.
In which case I shall backflip around him and behind the bookcases to the north.
To the north. So as you move out of range,
I jump out the way and with my mobile feet don't get...
You've made an attack, so you don't take the thing, that's fine. As you get there, you hear a voice behind you. Hello there. And as you look over your shoulder, another Praetorian is standing there with his arms crossed.
Oh.
Well, this isn't how I wanted it to go, and I shall use Step of the Wind, spend a key point, and use the rest of my ability to move. So I've moved 10 foot, 20 foot. I'm going to move another 10 foot to just below this bookcase on the west, please.
5, 10, so sort of to the very west of the map.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you manage to run away. He doesn't even attempt to swipe at you. He just sits there, staring.
There's 3 of them. I just thought I'd let you know there's 3 of them.
Okay, and actually, thanks to a very lucky initiative roll, this guy moves next. He simply saunters to the gap in front of the bookshelves that you'd walked through, leans against it, sighs and goes, "Oh, are we done yet? Can you hurry up, you two? Stop playing with them. Gaius wants to see us." And that's all he's going to do. Seed, it is your turn.
Okay. I think seeing another one arrive in the room. Can I get to the... If I try and get to the door, is that okay based on where the bookshelves are relative to Octavius?
Yeah, you remember I said from the last session there, they are like big magical double doors.
Cool.
Whilst not necessarily showing perfectly on the map, they are double enough for you to push through them.
I basically want to kind of try and move as far as possible through the doorway.
So 30 will get you essentially off the map, and then you can dash 30 through the hallway if you would like to.
I'm not going to take the...
So
trying to decide whether to shoot first.
Just
will
go.
get you
Just
there.
go. Honestly,
I'm
just go.
I'm gonna dash while I've got the chance to get past them.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna dash the 30 feet and get out of the door.
As you dash out of the corridor, you can see at the far end, because remember this one was the straight corridor that slightly curved round, you see a frantic Six trying to steer a celestial bull. They are still a good 100 feet away or so.
Okay. Weird question, but just in terms of my line of sight as I make it out into the corridor, is it fair to say there is anywhere I could be in that corridor where I could still see through the door to the specifically the Praetorian who's got Ripper and Octavius?
So remember, as you burst through the door, these big double doors close behind you.
Yeah. So okay,
you can push through them because you know you'd unsealed it from the inside. But as you push, they push close. You do see the sigil flare up again.
No worries. Yeah. In that case, instead, I will turn and use my bonus action, if that's okay, to basically shout to Six and the bull. There's 3 of the Praetorians. It is not going well. And I think that's probably all I can really fit into a bonus action, I assume.
Seed, you do notice, I will let you have this for freeze, because you'd gone in with the rest of the party. The 2 guards that had been standing by the door aren't there. They are nowhere to be seen. Right, next up is the one that's currently grappling Ripper. He's going to see Octavius move in, instantly drop the grapple, and he's going to move in for 1 strike on Ripper and 2 on Octavius. The first against Ripper is going to be a 26 to hit.
It doesn't hit.
For 12 points of slashing damage. The first one against Octavius is a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't
hit. For 13 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
And the last one... Ooh.
It's automatic.
Oh, you go down.
Yeah.
As you go down, smash! He punches you in the face. You knocked unconscious.
Okay. Do I take failures?
You don't take a death save. He did not try and hurt you. He just smashed you in the face to ensure that you were out.
Okie dokie.
That was that one. Now it's Faeza, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to run and dash, so I get 25 feet of movement, which
okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gets you just by. You're close enough as you see Octavius hit the floor, and then this Praetorian smash him, and you just carry on running and make it out of the door. Again, the doors push open and then whoom, slam back, and you can hear the magical of the sigil locking the door, but you are out. So you see Seed a little bit away in the distance.
Okay, I'm going to shout to Seed and Six. We need to get out of here and regroup.
Okay, it is the other Praetorian. He is going to move, look over at you, Lak, completely disregard you, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 move over down by Ripper and take all 3 attacks on you. First one, 28 to hit.
No.
Second one, 16.
Yep.
Third one misses with a nat 1.
Nah.
Nat 1 misses automatically. So, first one, as he walks around, again, a lot of the soldiers you've seen kind of fight hurriedly. These guys look languid. Everything's very considered rather than hectic or moving. First one, piss poor damage. 3, 6. Does 11 points of slashing damage as he just moves and slices against your chest. The second one that hits, that's a bit better. 6, 7, 12 points of slashing damage as just, and then he just holds the swords out and just smiles at you. I can do this all day. That is his turn. Ripper, you are up.
Aside from like just basically going limp and getting fucked by these two, there's nothing else I can really do, is there?
You can try anything.
I've tried everything possible so far, and they've all failed. So there's literally nothing I can do.
How high are these bookshelves, Johnny?
They are about 30 feet high.
Okay.
So I can't cure Bradley because it will be stopped. Because every magical thing has been ended. Tried the net. I can't move through them because I'll provoke opportunity attacks and that'll mean I'm down. I'm well past bloodied and I am in what we affectionately have called state.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have one thing I'm going to have to try. I'm going to sort of unlovingly stand over Octavius's body, so I'm still within the 5 feet of the other guys. And I assume the door is right there.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to just push the door open.
Yep.
And end my go. And then I believe you said 100 feet away is Treacle. And Treacle moves at 120 feet per round. And so with those doors open, I'm just going to let Treacle come barreling into this room.
Treacle does come barreling in. You are standing in front of the doors.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
going to say, because I'd like
it?
to slightly rule of cool this, slightly, make a dex check, acrobatics, or athletics, to see if you can kind of let go of the doors and jump down as Treacle jumps in. Boss.
Dex check, was that?
Or you can use athletics.
I will use athletics. I rolled a 17, so that's 25.
Good enough for me. As you look and you realise that fighting is not an option right now, you just push out of the way and jump to the side as, just like a scene from all the epic movies, this bull jumps over with 6, who can now release his perception check ahead of time. I'd say even without making a check, your soldier's eyes keenly see Octavius below, knocked unconscious. You see Ripper bleeding from several places on his body. You've seen Faeza and Seed booking it down the hall. Your eyes seek out your brother, and you can just glimpse him hiding behind some shelves. You can see one Praetorian to the north, leaning in the space, blocking them. You see the 2 Praetorians in front of you, their swords out, and you instantly recognise the demeanour of elite troops. It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Right. I can. See, I want to give someone else a movement, an attack, but it would be. But if I gave it to Treacle, he's not allowed to, because I can only give an attack to someone. I can't give like a dash or a movement to someone, because that's what I really want to do. I think what I'm going to do when I come bursting into the room is I'm going to try and... Where would I be placed, do you reckon?
So you are... Let me put your token on the map. Now you are here. Let me find your token for a start. Sixsmith. You are essentially currently... Well, say for the sake of argument, just on the other side.
So was I able to discern any spellcasting focuses or anything?
As you came, that's what we were going to check for. Make a make a perception check.
Okay, the one I rolled a second ago was 19. I rolled
As a
it when you said,
19,
"Hey, roll a
you
perception."
look and you notice that both of them are holding 2 swords, and neither of those swords appear to be magical, so they don't seem to be holding any kind of spell focuses. You see that their armor itself is kind of free of gilding. It's just dark. It's got these kind of slight red veins running down where you would have stitching in a leather hauberk, essentially. They're segmentata, whereas the legionnaires have that kind of full segmented thing that Romans have with the lace up in the middle. This is almost kind of fused and looks a little bit like shell. Even their arms, which are bare, their tattoos are red and dripping. There doesn't seem to be any magic on them.
So what would it take for me to be able to put Octavius on the back of the bull?
And me, please, as well.
Well, that's a stretch, mate.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a choice.
I would say you can absolutely use a... Could absolutely make a strength check to pull one of them up.
Okay. I'm gonna have to pull the here's the thing. Would I be able to reach Ripper from here, you think?
Yeah, he stood over my
Yeah,
body.
I would say the momentum...
Oh, of course he is. My mistake. I'm just looking at
Yeah,
things.
I would also say the momentum of you kind of jumping in. Ripper would be the easier of the two to pull up because he is conscious and can help. It would have a lower DC. To reach down and pull Octavius from between Ripper's legs would be a more difficult DC, but it's definitely... They're not impossible. It's hard, but not impossible.
Then I'm going to pull Ripper onto the... to the bull.
Make an athletics check.
I recognise that Octavius is passed out, I assume.
Yeah.
And I think that my knowledge of what's going on with his brother and with I would feel like possibly like they might kill Ripper, right? But they might not at this point.
So I'm going to tell you the DC for once on this, because as you're jumping in, the DC to help Ripper is a 12 on the athletics.
I voluntarily give my body to 6. Catch! Catch me!
Oh, fucking hell. Did you say it was a 6?
A 12.
Oh, for fuck. Why did I got a 7?
Do you have inspiration you can use? I believe I gave you inspiration in a previous session.
I probably... I must have used it. I must have used it.
I don't know whether you did actually, mate.
I don't think you wrote it down. You do have inspiration for a previous session.
Down.
Okay. Well, that's very nice, because otherwise we'd be asking Taj to be asking for his birthday to be celebrated.
He's used it.
He's used it to get me out of
All right,
the game.
come on.
I lovingly give my body.
Oh, listen.
The actual...
listen, it's not meant to be. All right, that's it.
Same dice.
So as you go to... Oh my god. As you go to pull Ripper up, Ripper, you do pull and you jump to meet it. And as you do, that would be pulling you out of the range of one of them. So we're going to flavour this that the other one is going to use a sentinel attack.
Trustful. Ah, shit.
And as you jump up, the other one flips his sword around and whacks you on the back of the head. I'm not going to roll damage for it. We're just going to say it causes you to stumble and not to do it. But we will use the sentinel feat, so your movement is now 0 until the start of your next turn.
Okay. What would that have cost me to try that, Johnny? What was
that? Was an action to reach to kind of jump in and try pulling Ripper up.
Well, I mean that's it then. I can't do anything. Because
you have a bonus still if you'd like to use one.
Well, I don't. My bonus isn't particularly very useful.
Does your thing give an action or an attack?
It gives an attack. I think it gives somebody else an attack action.
So that would be specifically an attack action. Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. I thought it was you gave them an extra action.
A very brief look. I had lots of plans, but of course, you know.
Aft Agley.
Yeah, so I realise I'm playing directly into that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't. My bonus actions are not useful at this stage. So I will. I still have a movement action.
Yep.
I am going to, in that case. So are we sort of ruling that Ripper's still on top of Octavius, are we?
Yes. If you're going to use your movement action, you're jumping off the bull, and the bull will be stood where you are currently stood.
Okay. Then I don't know. I'm getting some shaking heads.
Do what you want to do. Ignore them,
very,
man.
Very
Do what
subtle,
you
aren't
do.
they? They're very subtle. No, it just feels it's just painful to not be able to really do anything of use in this round. So, but I'm going to have to accept that, and I'm just going to have to stay where I am. I think this is probably the most advantageous position for me to still be in.
Okay, so you're there currently on top of the bull.
Yeah.
Takes us back to the top of the round. Lack, what would you like to do?
This is the Hail Mary. Right, I'm going to move. I realise my unarmoured movement is actually 50 foot around. So
Good.
I've been absolutely cheesing myself off for this entire thing. So where I can currently see Ripper, even though he's now standing over Octavius.
Yeah.
I'd like to move there, please.
Okay.
And I'm not stopping. Lack's just running. And as he gets there, he
So
does
literally
that,
moving on top of Ripper. I'm going to just move Ripper
but
one
Ripper's on top
down.
of Octavius, isn't he? At this point.
So I've moved Ripper one down, so he's now appearing by there. Yeah.
Yeah, and so where Ripper was in that northwest.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna do that double flying kick, like the fame split jump at the both. Of
Okay.
them. So that's an attack each. Come on. No, one miss because it's a 12, and then the other one. Come on. 21.
Hits. Just.
Okay. Can
They
that
have an
one...
AC of 21.
Yeah. Can that one take a con save, please?
Sure. 24.
Okay, that's not going to help Ripper. So it's Ripper, and let's do the damage as I go. 10 points of damage to that fella.
To which one? The one on the,
Let's do the
west
north
or south?
The north,
East or south?
South.
South. Okay. South was that one.
And then I will keep going. I'll spend another key point to dash as a bonus action and move another 50 foot all the way away. And because I've attacked them both, I don't take any attacks opportunities.
So dashing just straight through the doors.
Just going, gone.
So Faeza, as you're running outside, not even looking back because you know it will slow you down, you just see a saffron blur past you as Lack's movement speed means he instantly catches and overtakes you.
Fair enough. She's got little legs.
Yeah, little legs.
Next up is the Praetorian by to the north, who is going to walk over 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 25, 30, lean against another set of bookshelves and say, just let them go. It's more fun to hunt them down anyway. And we've got the one we want. And that's all he's going to do. Faeza, it is your turn. I'm assuming you are double dashing to try and escape?
Well, no. I'm going to try and create a distraction, I think.
Okay.
So, from what I can tell, I mean, the building was. I'm just going to double check because it's been a week. So, the building's built of stone, right? You said it was all marble, and you could look through.
So the outer
stone.
building, so not the Heirloom Repository, but the actual College of Antiquities. Yes.
Which I'm in now.
Yes.
So that's it. And the. So what I'd like to do is have a look to see if there's an area, a 5-foot cube, that I could create a bonfire in, within a 60-foot range of myself.
There is plenty of wooden shelves, plenty of scrolls, plenty of things you can set fire to here.
I don't want to set fire to stuff. So I'd like a 60-foot clear area, because from what I can tell, and you can totally tell me if I'm wrong in this, and I might change my mind because it's the noob thing. If I create a bonfire on ground that I can see, it will fill a 5-foot cube. The magic bonfire, because it's a magic bonfire.
Yeah.
And now we're away from them. I guess I can create magic. So any creature in that would have to have a saving throw. But the bonfire ignites flammable objects in its area that aren't being worn or carried. But if it's separate from that,
so you kind of want to do it in the cool way where there's just stone to create an effect, but doesn't set fire to things. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Or are you trying to set fire to things to cause panic, or just the stone itself to create like an obstacle?
Basically, I want to create. I want to create the bonfire. I want to cause panic, but I don't want to set fire to the building. Because
sure, I understand. Yeah.
So basically, my idea is I've got a 60-foot range. If there's a space within 60 foot, I can go fire, and I go and then
There's definitely a space you can do that in.
Brilliant. So I would like to do that, and then maybe maybe bang on the door. You know.
Okay. So you reach out, and as you shout fire, you see in one of the branching corridors coming off, these flames erupt. It almost appears to be in a plain piece of stone corridor, but close enough to things that could be caught fire that it's definitely going to cause panic. And you hear some scholars start to shout.
Brilliant. I can't open the doors again because I've already used knock, and you can only use that once.
The doors are open, I assume, right? Because I'm still leaning.
You dived out of the way to avoid the bull smacking you straight in the face. So they have swung shut. And you are currently about 20 feet away because that was part of your dash to get that far. So you can move back 20 feet if you would like.
Can question. Could you hear anything from outside when we were in there? Was there a reminder? Just a reminder about that?
You could hear kind of very faint muffled sounds, yes.
Okay, so if everyone's shouting and screaming fire, there's something big, isn't it? So they'll be able to hear that. Okay, then I'm gonna use my movement to carry on running out, I think, for now. And catch up with Seed and we'll try to catch up with Lack.
So now we come back to the two Praetorians in the room. It is the one to the north who is going to go. Looking over at Six and Ripper, he just looks at Six, looks at Ripper, sees Ripper bleeding, and says, "Run. It's much more fun that way." And does nothing.
These guys are pricks. Run.
Ripper, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use my movement to hop on the bull. Use my action to pull Octavius up onto it.
Okay.
Or whichever way that works. Use my action to throw him up onto it. And
make a strength athletics check. I'm going to tell you again, the DC is not too hard. It's a 15.
Yeah, that's going to get 16. Oh, I got a 9. 9 plus 6. Oh, no, sorry. 9 plus 6 is a 15. Sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So you scoop down, having seen your brother try and pull you, and having just taken this blow to the back of the head, you kind of use your momentum to put one muscly arm under Octavius and just kind of fireman's heave as you push off with your legs and kind of jump sideways onto Treacle.
And then, that's basically my movement and my action, right? And then Six, you're still on the ball, right? Cool. And then, so I'm going to get Treacle to move as fast as she can out.
Towards the doors?
Yeah, out the doors.
So as Treacle goes to move, the one to the west says, "Oh no, we didn't say you could take him." And what's Treacle's AC?
1,000,000.
Okay, well they hit with a 26. Take their opportunity attack.
28, actually. Yeah.
They do. Oh my god, 3 ones. So that's 8 points of damage.
Cool.
And with Sentinel, Treacle's movement is reduced to 0. 6. You are currently on the bull. What would you like to do? It is your turn.
Right. So as far as I'm aware, I'm allowed to move the bull if I'm mounted on it. So I move it as part of like my.
It's had its movement reduced to 0 by the opportunity attack.
Okay. So with the mounted thing, I would have to jump off of it if I wanted to use my movement, for example.
Yes.
Okay. I will. God, it's not an attractive scenario, is it? Okay, and the Ripper Octavius situation is
they're
Ripper
both on
still
the
on top
bull.
of it? Oh, they're both
on the bull. They're both. Ripper's now
well,
essentially.
It's no good if we can't move.
Essentially behind you, Octavius. You did hear, just to clarify, they were happy to let you run, just not Octavius.
Well, I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that. You are spark out.
I'm assuming I'm not running.
You're not rolling death saves.
No,
they didn't try and kill you.
Yeah.
As they saw you go down, they literally just whack across the temples, went white. You are now unconscious.
Is there any way, because I don't know much about being mounted, is there any way that I can use an action or a bonus action to break the bull out of this sort of state that it's in?
Long story short, no.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to hit the nearest guy, because he's the only guy I can hit presently. I assume the bull is on my location.
Yes,
and everybody's on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to hit the guy nearest me. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with my scimitar at this stage.
Go for it. Make an attack roll. As we previously had, the AC is 21.
Perfect. I hit him with a 23.
Make your damage roll.
So I do 13 points of slashing. However, I also am going to use trip attack. Actually, let me have a look at their. I want to try. Well, I want to try and do a pushing attack so I can get him further back and maybe hit him potentially into the other guy. If I can move him and hit him. I don't know how you want to roll the damage on that. But if
we'll
not,
take the pushing attack. It's pushing attack strength save.
It is.
I believe that maneuver just happens if he hits.
If he
If
hits.
it's large or small, it must make a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay.
It's got to make a strength saving throw.
If it's large or small. Oh, large or small.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Large or smaller, yeah.
Oh.
It fails.
Woo! Okay, so I'm going to push him 15 feet away from me, and I'm going to use my superiority die.
Well, as he flies back away from you, he will fly into the bookshelf and kind of be stunned there. He can't physically go 15 feet that direction, but
yes, of course, that's fine.
The effect you want has happened, essentially.
Perfect. And then I'm going to add 4 to the damage that he takes as well with my superiority die. And then I'm going to take my extra attack, which I can take when I take an attack action. And I'm going to, perhaps as a bonus, I'm going to switch out to my hand axe, and I'm going to try and throw it to the guy.
So just to clarify, does your pushing attack, is that on top of a standard attack, or does it replace a standard attack?
Yeah, it's a superiority.
It's a battle maneuver, so you expend
because you use your dice. Yeah, that's fine. Go on, make your second attack then with your axe.
I shall indeed.
So this is essentially throwing the axe, or are you moving up into him?
No, I'm going to just throw the axe from my position.
Okay. So as he throws it, it's heading straight for his face and just ding, parries it out of the direction.
Okay. Depends if Lack thinks he can get away from this, but what I might do is, if I have an extra action, this is all helpful because this is stuff I'm trying to figure out. If I have an extra action, can I then hold that or not? Because I've done.
You've used your 2 attacks, and you've used your battle maneuver. Huh?
I like attaction. That's good.
Part of one of his attack actions.
That's what I'm saying. So that was one attack, and then the second attack was the hand axe.
Yeah. So
you
then
have 2 attacks at level 5.
Yes, and then I have an action surge.
Yes.
So I just want to see if I can use the action surge to hold an action before the start of my next turn. I don't know. I'm just genuinely asking. I have no idea.
You can't hold. So if you use action surge and you just go straight into a flurry of attacking, it's like an adrenaline rush. You can do 2 more attacks. If you're holding an action, you can hold 1 action.
Okay.
So you can absolutely use your action surge, but then you're holding 1 thing with a trigger.
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay, perfect. So I'm not able to do 2 attacks basically. Yeah. Okay, well in that case I won't. Okay, I appreciate that. In that case I won't use it because I'm just not sure what's going to happen next. I don't want to hold an action and then.
Okay.
I've not been able to predict what's been going on in this fight so far. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it.
Okay, Octavius, you are unconscious on the back of a giant bull. Nothing happens. Lack, you are outside pegging it down. You hear Faeza cry fire, and you look back to see her hand pulling in, and you see that she has clearly just used a bit of magic. You can still hear shouting, but you can see that the doors are locked behind you. What do you do?
Well, I guess if the doors that we need to get out of are locked. Is that correct?
No, the doors behind you are locked that you came through. The doors to the Heirloom Repository. In front of you, the path is clear. You see there are no guards here.
Okay, so everyone can get out, including my brother and...
Well, currently they are behind the locked doors of the Heirloom Repository, but they're only locked from the outside, that everyone else has been able to just push through.
Well, I'm not going back
like
in.
fire doors.
Yeah, essentially. But magic.
I'm going to... I can only move 100 foot this round, but I guess I'm still going to keep... And what I'll try and do is, if I'm remembering the way I'm going, I'm just going to try and knock a book down just in case Faeza or someone forgets where they're meant to be going.
For the sake of your own edification, just seeing the way things might go, because that bull with Ripper, Octavius, and Six is fairly laden. Faeza's only got wee little legs. So she will be following quite a way behind you all.
Don't worry.
Faeza,
right.
how heavy's Faeza?
I would say, as she is a gnome, you are more than capable of carrying her.
Is she scoopable?
Well, then, in which case, I've probably got enough movement to wheel around, scoop her up, and take over Seed this round, yeah?
Yes, absolutely you do.
I'd skid round and I go, ha! Point at like I do with my little boy, point at my back, Faeza jumps up,
She
grab
weighs
her hands,
about 3.5 stone.
and we go.
Okay.
Absolutely fine. Seed, you just see Lack just appear just in front of you, like a scene out of a school movie where they're both running together and one sprinter just appears out of the other's
Kindergarten cop.
Kindergarten cop all over.
Run, Sid, run!
It is the Praetorian's turn, who is still standing leaning there and just smiling, going, well, now or later, we'll get him anyway. And he does nothing again, but carries on smiling. Seed.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously I have no idea what's going on behind the door. And just to check, so I've just seen Lap come back past me now carrying Faeza. Cool. Yeah. And just to make sure I was interpreting this correctly earlier, you said that when I did the Bardic Inspiration, I have no idea whether the earlier one works, do I? I don't know that at all.
As far as you're concerned, it felt like it had. No one else felt anything, and normally everyone feels a bit G'd up and one person feels especially.
Cool. In which case, I assume that I've already done that to Lax, so I'm just gonna run, use my action to dash, and drop an inspiration on Faeza. So that basically both the people I can see, as far as I know, are inspired. So basically, as I'm running, as my feet are going, the drum is going. And it's pretty basic because I'm running.
Well, it takes over almost like triplety heartbeat rhythm as you're running, and it's in time with your feet, a little bit like a galloping horse. And Faeza, it does inspire you as you think of the gazelles back home. And this rhythm, you feel it deep in your bones. And Seed, you felt that one. You suddenly realise that the earlier one may not have worked, because that one definitely felt different. But you are both running.
Can I please get a reminder of what Bardic Inspiration does?
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely. So basically, you get a D6, which you can add to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. And I think it's for 10 minutes. And each round of combat is 6 seconds, so that's quite a long time in initiative order-wise.
Amazing. Thank you.
So, the Praetorian who had been knocked back against the shelf looks up, and he goes towards you, but the one to the right just holds out his arm and goes, "It's fine. Let them run." And he does nothing. Faeza, you are currently on Lack's back.
Yes. I'm going to start encouraging the scholars and the other people around to run out of the door with us to try and mask our exit a bit more, so that we're a bit more hidden among the crowd. So I think that can probably be my bonus action, can't it? Really.
So how are you trying to do this?
Just like, quick, get out, run! It's a fire.
Make a persuasion check, because you're not lying.
No, I'm not lying. Oh god, persuasion is terrible. Righto. I got an 18, so it's okay.
As you shout it, you do hear people start going, "Fire! Fire! There was just a bloody bull and now there's a fire! Quick! Get the stuff, let's put it away!" And you hear like general shouting and chicanery as people start trying to frantically pack up.
It's fine. It's only the second most important library in the country.
Second.
Anything
Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I would. I think I'm going to cast a. Oh, it's a bonus action. I've already used it. Damn it. Okay, that's
Well,
okay.
we could say really a persuasion check is probably an action, so you can use your bonus action to cast a spell.
Right. I'd like to cast Sanctuary over Seed, which is ranging, warding her within against attack. So she has to be within 30 foot of me, which I'm assuming she is. And anyone who attacks her with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a Wisdom saving throw.
And as you release your magic, this time you feel it almost erupt out of you as though it had been dammed up for a moment. And Seed, you feel it settle over you, and you feel just that bit stronger and a bit more secure.
The second part's important. I can't remember exactly the wording, so you'll have to read it out.
Oh, what, the Sanctuary?
Yeah, the second part's quite important.
Oh, yes, of course it is. Yes, if the warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell or affects an enemy, or deals damage to a creature, the spell ends.
It's basically a really good defensive thing as long as you're not trying to do stuff. It is the final Praetorian who is going to look out. He's not going to go. You realise this is the one that had been casting more of the spells. I say, well, Ripper does at least at this point. And he holds out a hand. And then just drops it. As he looks over, and you can still see, Ripper, both helms glowing red. He goes, I'll find you.
Just like a dog, got a red helmet. Right,
Ripper, you're up.
Perfect. So, like it is one night at the theatre, right? Little callback to next week's episode. Ripper is going to muster up.
Forwards?
Wow, something like that. What's the? I can't think of the term now. Like, he's going to muster up all the experience he's ever had in his life, all the acting experience he's ever had in his entire life. He's even going to burn his inspiration, and he's going to say, he's going to use his bonus action to make it sound as convincing as possible. Lean over to Treacle and say, Treacle, get us back to Clearwater where our hideout is. And I'm going to...
Make a persuasion check. You said you're using your inspiration, so you can have advantage.
First one was a 13. Second one was a 19. Persuasion.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. 19 plus 7, 26. And then I'm going to hold an action. I'm going to hold a Cure Wounds spell.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're instructing Treacle to book it.
To fucking book it, yeah.
He books it. At this point, Six, you, Ripper, and Octavius burst out of the doors as they slam shut behind you.
As they slam shut, I want to slap Octavius on the butt.
And we're going to pick this up after break.
And the Cure Wounds.
Thank Christ, I need a beer.
Oh,
So,
I wish.
We'll see you again soon, folks, in about 5 minutes to find out what happens next. welcome back. There's no time to rest. You are currently running. You are outside. I'm going to break initiative order here, and we are going to change essentially to a skill challenge. Okay, and we are going to go old school on this. It is, for those of you that played 4, it's 10 versus 3. So it's first to 10 successes or first to 3 failures to see how this escaped attempt goes. So...
Are we doing proficient only then? Because that was 4 as well, wasn't it?
I am not going to say proficiency only. No, you can do whatever you like. You can try whatever you like. But we are going to do 10 successes versus 4 failures. Let me just... 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Also, Johnny, I like how old school is 4th edition. I'm sitting here thinking,
second.
That's a young man's game for
I started playing D&D.
Like 2, 3 years
4
old.
was like 15 years ago though now.
I know. Well, I know one of our viewers tonight is a proper D&D player. Been there since Dungeons and Dragons, Oney. So I'm sure he'll laugh himself silly at me saying that. Sorry, Dave. Let's begin.
And Uncle Andrew.
Dan.
Let's not forget
Dan
Uncle
as well.
Andrew as well.
Yeah, Dan with his Uncle Andrew.
Uncle Andrew been playing longer than your mate, I can tell you that.
So, let's go. Who's going to do something first to aid your escape? You are with the speed of the bull.
Am I up now?
Yeah, I healed you up. You got healed for 10 hit points.
10 hit points, thank you.
You are currently, you come to consciousness draped over a bull, bouncing down the corridors. It's spectral hooves clacking on the marble floor of the College of Antiquity. You can smell wood smoke and see scholars rushing in and out, trying to put out a small fire that is starting to spread, but it has not yet got out of control. What would you like to do?
I'm assuming that Lack's in the lead. So...
Not by much now.
Not by much. But
bull is fast.
I am going to see if I can see a way through to. I'm not worried about my movement because I think this is my kind of thing. So I'm going to try and see if I can weave my way, look for the best route through, so hopefully the bull can follow.
Okay, make a perception check. I would also say, depending on what your proficiencies are, you could also have insight on this because you have come through here once before. Your choice.
Both of those would be 23.
Marvellous. Okay, we'll find out what happens in a second. We're going to do one from everyone, resolve all of that, and then see what happens next. Who's going next?
If I'm on Lack, can I help? Can I assume?
Okay.
I want to probably disguise myself because I think we're going to stand out if he's running along with me on his back. So I'm probably gonna. Can I cast invisibility on myself, or does it have to be on someone else?
Either. You can cast it on anyone you like, and if you cast it at higher than first level, you can target multiple people, I believe.
Oh, okay. I don't have 3rd level spells yet, so I can't do that. I can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above 2nd. Does that include 2nd?
No. So 2nd is when you get it.
Okay.
And then at 3rd you can target 2. At 4th you can target 3, etc.
That's only me then. So I can only do it on me or
okay.
one other person.
It will definitely look less conspicuous.
Yeah,
not having someone on the shoulders.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast
invisibility. Okay. Can you roll me an Arcana check?
Yeah.
The spell will work. You are invisible.
Okay.
But just as it is a skill check to see the success of whether you can do it in a way that makes it look like you just disappear and no one notices, or whether you were seen.
Do I add the spell modifier, the +3?
No, it is just your Arcana skill.
Thank you. Ooh, I got 19.
19. Okay, so that's Lack and Faeza doing something. Who else would like to contribute?
Ripper's still going to be shouting, to clear water, where our secret hideout is.
By this point, it's now a deception check for me, please.
Sure. It's a 12.
Okay. Have you got inspiration?
No, I just burnt it, didn't I? To do it the first time.
Okay. Seed Octavius 6. Who would like to go next?
Okay, so in order to kind of try and, because I'm aware that presumably they're going to be looking for us kind of running along the road, essentially, I was wondering about starting to use a bit of my natural dexterous ability to try and scale up something and essentially start parkouring along at a slightly higher elevated level.
So currently
hopefully I get a bit of cover from buildings and things if I've
You are
gone
still
up maybe
in the
onto...
building currently. You have
Oh,
not yet
sorry,
left.
so we're not actually
No.
on... Right, we're still
You
inside.
are in a corridor. You have
Okay,
literally
still in
just
the
burst
corridor.
out of the doors, and you've made it maybe
Okay.
collectively about 80 feet.
Got you. Yeah, so no, that's not going to work at all.
I can come back to you if someone else would like to go first.
Yeah, I'll think of
That's
something
fine.
else.
Six, you looks ready to contribute.
Yeah, we're still in the college, aren't we? At this point.
You are still atop the bull.
Right.
Essentially,
I'd
you're in the lead of the bull because Ripper is behind you, kind of holding Octavius.
Yeah, so I want to try and find maybe not necessarily the fastest way out, but the way out that will allow us to be the most secluded.
Okay, that's something that Lack is doing, but you're looking for a stealthy option.
Yeah, so like when we come out, we're not going to be under that much scrutiny. So it's not like the quickest way out. It's the most sort of the quietest route out in a way.
Okay, this is sort of difficult. It's going to have a higher DC because you've not explored the college. You weren't in there with the others when you walked in, so you're trying to guess. Make an insight check, please. DC is going to be a little bit higher.
Sorry, because he's been in. It is the College of Antiquities, though. We have been there before, haven't we? With
You
Big
went
Mistake.
out of the front and up a staircase to the upstairs. You are on. This is a different part of the college. Remember, I said it's about the size of the Natural History Museum, so there's quite a lot to explore.
That was worth checking, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh bollocks! I got a 9.
Okay. And Octavius or Seed?
So I would like to expend second level spell slot to cast Enhance Ability Cat's Grace on the bull.
Okay.
Which means that the bull now has advantage on dex checks and doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet or less.
And for the hell of it, then, can you roll me an Arcana check, please?
Oh, I'm terrible at those.
I would say I'd let you have nature because
Yeah.
it's druidic shit, sure.
Thank you. That is a natural 1.
Interesting.
We don't want Brad on our skill challenge. Johnny. Can I choose that? Can I choose to... He's
sorry.
Just fucking knock him out again. Just stab him.
I mean, I expended a spell slot for that, so it should count for something, regardless.
It definitely affected the DC quite heavily. Seed.
Okay, so is there anything lining the walls of the corridor that we're in?
Yeah, there's the odd kind of display case and notice board, faculty lunch this Thursday at Pinella's Chinella and things like that. What would you like to do?
What I would like to do, if it seems reasonable, is basically to conjure my mage hand and start ripping and pulling anything that's light enough to reach to basically start covering the floor behind us with anything that's reasonable for a hand to grab. So bits of paper from a notice board, anything that would maybe impede someone running behind you that they might slip on or find difficult to run on.
Grand. That can either be a dex or an arcana check, up to you.
Okay.
Unless there's another skill you feel is that you could argue for.
As it happens, they're actually the same for me. But I would say, I guess, in terms of flavour, I guess it's really arcana, because obviously I'm not doing it
up to you.
Physically.
Yeah, sure.
Five. I'm really sorry.
Okay. There are 4 more skills at this point. Octavius, you are essentially furthest back. Can you make a perception check?
Can do. That is a 10.
As you look back, you see the doors open. And walking, you see the Praetorians. Just casually strolling towards you. Swords down, they're not even out.
Oh man, when we come back, we're gonna kill these guys. I mean, in like 2 years.
Is it like some kind of boom, and as they walk out in slow motion?
No, don't, because they're gonna make them sound cooler than us. And that's not what we started the stream for, is it?
No, as they come out, you notice that the scholars who are trying to save their papers from the fire, scramble away. The crowds are passing and people are like pushing themselves to the wall. If anything, it's like the Imperial March. And but they just walk.
Oh, they won't hit us from a distance then, we'll be alright.
They don't seem to be trying to... it was good. Except we all know they missed on purpose, but that's a whole other film thing. Octavius, they don't seem to be trying to gain on you, but there are 4 more skills.
Okay.
Who would like to take them?
I would like to take another one, please.
Go for it.
Why?
Would like to wild shape into.
Gonna redeem himself. That's why. That's why. Come on, Brad. He's gonna.
I would like to wild shape into. I think I can wild shape into a giant owl. That's a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to pick up seed and fly.
Make
effectively 100 feet.
Strength athletics check to pick up seed with the owls.
With the
stats,
owls,
because it's a
yes.
physical check.
That is much better. That is a dirty 20.
So as you rush forward, Seed, you feel that you're running on air for a second as this giant owl, which is struggling in these corridors. They're quite wide, but they're not wide enough for giant birds. Starts flapping and pulling
it's
you
not
off.
a giant owl's not exceptionally large. It's not as large as say a giant
Still about
eagle.
10 feet wide, isn't it? I believe.
Yeah, it is a large beast. Yeah.
Yes. So it fits just into the corridors. Okay, 3 more checks.
Are there any like library guards, which, you know, let's be honest, probably the worst useless guards in the world?
Well, interestingly, Ripper, you now notice as well, all the guards you'd seen on your way through are not here.
All right, is there people still about?
Yeah, loads of them.
All right, I want to scream at them and be like, "Get the fuck out of the way!"
That sounds like intimidation to me.
It does sound like intimidation, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice. 12 plus 4. 16.
Okay. 3 more checks.
Did my brother try and use what I'd like to do is try and sort of mask our exit, like with some kind of know how the best way to disappear or weave round.
Well, so far behind you, you've got the beginnings of a small fire. You've got paper flying all over the shelves. What else do you feel you can add to that?
I want to let them know, like I'll like give a little, like to go down a different corridor that might make us a little bit more hidden. You know, using my so kind of stealth in a way, basically, like the best route to stay out of their eyesight, basically.
I'll let you have a stealth check for this.
But it's to help everyone, not just
yeah. I'm interpreting it as a communicative. We're trying to be stealthy, rather than a yeah.
I'll
let you have stealth. 21. Okay. 2 more.
I'm only good at a few things, but I know what they are.
2 more. So at this point, it's Faeza, Seed, and Six who can swing it either way.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'd like to use prestidigitation to do what they call the instantaneous harmless sensory effect, which just rolls off the tongue, to create like a puff of wind to blow some more papers out to disguise where we're going or what's happening.
From an invisible person, that's kind of freaky. Make an Arcana check, I'll say for that.
Can I just also, this may be something, Johnny, that you might have to look up, but do celestial steeds have tracks?
Well, not in marble corridors, definitely.
I mean, just in general.
I guess we'll find out once we're out of the building.
Well, I mean, I'm asking like that's something I don't know, and as the DM, I'm asking if that's a thing that, because otherwise they just, Trickle would have no tracks, right? If that's the case, I don't know. I don't actually know.
I guess we'll find out once we're out of the skill check.
I think I've got something to do after this.
Okay. Yeah.
My Arcana was a natural 20 plus 6, so 26.
Natural 20, which will count for 2 successes.
Yay!
2 successes. 6. Nice. Last skill check. It is in the balance.
So I'd like to use my light cantrip to pick up something. It's just maybe some detritus or a book or just something that maybe just something fairly worthless on me. And I'd like to create, but possibly as large as I can, pick up. I'd like to throw it behind us and create an opaque light, something, you know, I don't know, some sort of color that they can't see through, and hoping that it will completely block us from
Essentially,
their
like a low-grade magical flashbang.
Yes, that's exactly what I'd like to do. Yeah.
Okay.
And hopefully we can just duck out somewhere while they're.
If you're using the
distracted.
light cantrip, this will be an Arcana check.
Okay.
The light will work. It will flash, or you will be able to throw it out. But just the effectiveness of it will take the Arcana check.
Well, the effectiveness is a 5, so.
I also, sorry, I did actually just read up, and it takes on the form of that, so it's not like it is a spirit animal. So otherwise we wouldn't be able to jump on it.
It is
so
literally
like,
able.
Yeah.
Oh, he's used it, isn't he? He's used his inspiration, isn't he?
So, here's what happens. You burst out of the room and start running down the corridor. As you're running, Lak kind of has Faeza on his shoulders, and Faeza seems to disappear. Lak's running like this, looks like he's kind of doing an awkward waddle for no reason. Octavius just kind of comes to, looks around, and sees these figures walking slowly, still smiling but not running. Seed reaches out and kind of throws all this paper back with a mage hand. At the same time, there's a gust of air and a flash of light, and the smell and sensations of kind of burning and people shouting that things are on fire. Rip is screaming at people to get out of the way, and the bull is careening down the hall. Lak kind of goes, "This way!" and points right, and you turn, and it's like one of those movie hard right pans as you will head down another corridor somewhere you don't really know. And at this point, people are trying to kind of find a way of getting out. So you suddenly realise you're not quite sure where you are. Six throws back a stone, and as he does, he turns back, and all of you, there is a flash of light.
By the way, that needs to be a bit of art somewhere. We need
For
a
sure.
drawing of that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
front of you stands a young woman. 24 years old.
The Vantagram would be mad.
Curly dark tresses. Wearing... looks a bit like a toga, but it's like a robe. She's got on a laurel wreath, but instead of being... it connects at the front and then kind of weaves round a couple of times and seems to be rung with these sort of whitish flowers. And as you run, she throws up this wall in front of you that is like a wall of force that just stops you, and you kind of screech for a moment. And she says, "Who are you? And what have you done with my sister?"
Who are you?
I mean, like, there's a lot of people that have brothers. Like, I personally have got
outside.
sisters.
This is
So,
probably
I
Get
mean,
us out
like-
of here and we will answer the question,
Name
is
of
what
people.
I
Six
have
shouts
no
above
idea what
everybody
you're on
else.
about.
Talking about someone like that, you know, like, obviously.
All this cacophony of sound comes to her, she goes,
sisters and
"Ooh,
mothers,
Look, one at a time.
Listen, in about 30 seconds' time, this wall of force that we've put up in front of us is just going to disappear, and you're going to be powerless. So we might as well just get the f*** out of here. I have never sworn in my life, so let's just go.
Make a persuasion
Cool, it
check.
hasn't.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And also, let us know who that sister is, by the way.
15.
No idea.
15. She
That's
says, and she hears the cries and the shouting from behind her. She looks like she might be persuaded, but she's not persuaded yet. Why should I let you go? They say you had something to do with it.
We genuinely have no idea what you're talking about here. Ripper?
Yeah, I mean, I've asked you 3 times who your sister is, and you've ignored me every time. So,
Don't be silly, you know who I am.
no, I don't.
I'm Ichtha.
No, still no wiser.
Isn't that like a thing that drips off of, like,
Hey,
No time for
like
funnies.
ichor, right? Isn't that what that
If
is?
Faeza switches off her invisibility and says, "Was your sister a high priestess?" No.
No.
Right.
No.
No, we're
Oh,
really-
What's
no
his name?
idea.
Camellia.
Camellia.
Get us out of here and we will answer all your questions, Six says again in Gandalf's
At this
voice.
moment, you see the Praetorians round the corner. And
Go.
Camellia goes, "Fine." And she just drops the wall.
We're gone.
Yeah, fucking thing he's gone, mate.
I
As
suggest you run too.
as
Faeza
you
shouts,
all run off,
"Follow us."
you see her look back at the Praetorians look back at you. You see one of the Praetorians raise his hand towards her, a snarl on his face, and then she turns into essentially a starling and flitters out in front of you, careening. And she kind of looks back at you and then just ducks down a corridor to the right. What would you like to do?
I'm sailing high. Seed,
are you following the same way she did, or are you going the opposite way? You're kind of coming up to essentially a T-junction here.
I think Lak's going to gesture towards her as he skids around the corner. So unfortunately, Faeza, you're coming with me.
All right,
I'm gonna follow Lak. I'm gonna bank hard and follow Lak.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, boss. Alright. I mean, at this point, I just don't know anymore. It's your call, mate. We're on your back. You can sort this one out. I thought, okay. You got to empower the employees.
Tell him to smash a few walls down.
Yeah. He runs straight into the wall and attempts to knock it down. Can you just make a strength check for the bull?
Sure. 13 plus 4.
He just
17.
smashes into the wall, and some of the marble does crack, and you see it spider web up, and he's like, oh.
All right, I meant go left or right. I meant not. I mean, yeah. Sure.
Oh, right. Yep. And he just follows after where the others had gone, and you guys are running, and you're following this starling. Can everyone make me athletics or acrobatics? Who is actually carrying or running? So that's going to be Lak, Octavius, Ripper. You can make the check for the bull.
Can I help Lak?
Even though I'm flying above everything?
So I said acrobatics you are allowed to use.
I mean,
can I help?
An owl.
This is more to determine,
acrobatics, but okay.
Because you are dashing. I'm assuming you are using your dash action all the time. It's to see how much you're gaining on everything else.
Can I use a help action?
How are you helping Lak run faster?
Very good question.
Slapping him on the butt. Slap him on the butt. Slap him on the butt.
I don't know.
Keep saying you do it. Slap him on the butt.
I can use...
Slap him on the butt. Slap him on the butt.
Just you do the thing. You repeat. I don't know. Maybe I can. If there's lots of dust in front of him, I can use prestidigitation to clean the dust from under his feet, so he's got a more firmer footing.
I think we have found the limit of what I will allow prestidigitation to do.
Thank you, though, Faeza. It's very kind. At least I have clean feet.
You know what, Faeza? There's only one thing left to do.
What? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Faeza.
She's too short. She's on his shoulders.
Just look, we socially accept it in horse racing. In human racing, it's the same thing.
No.
How did you do that?
Move, though, isn't it?
Slapping someone on the butt. There's a whole hashtag.
Octavius.
I rolled a 15 dex check straight.
And Ripper.
17.
You move like the wind after this starling. It takes you about 7 or 8 minutes of just running. As you look behind you, you can't see the Praetorians anymore. And after about 8 minutes, you burst out of what turns out to be a side door in a different part of the Novus Libris, and you are out into the streets. The starling flutters off and seems to be kind of hovering, looking at you.
Where do we go? Let's go. Just fly.
Everyone just take a perception check.
Oh, okay. I get advantage on them.
Nah.
15.
7.
22. 22 from Faeza.
22 as well.
Anyone over 15 will notice in the middle of the Novus Libris, there's almost like a street party going on. That's got some dancers and it's got people serving food. And at the back of that seems to be like a supply cart, but it's got a roof on it. And a curtain pulls aside and you see Nimble going, waving you towards it.
That way.
Hey,
Faezer's going to point.
Lak and Nimble.
Yeah.
Go on.
Faezer's on top of Lak. Everyone can see her. She goes that.
I'm gonna ride Treacle up to it, and then I'm gonna, as we get close enough, I'm gonna be like,
oh yes, boss.
All right, Treacle. This is Operation Bronco. Yeah. Operation
Got you, boss.
Operation Donny Bronco.
Got you.
And
Yep.
basically, like as he's gonna comically break and fling me and Six into the car.
You know what? I'm just gonna let you have it tonight.
Cool. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is, as I'm flying through the air, I'm gonna mouth "I'm sorry," and clip my fingers, and Treacle's gonna just disappear without a trace.
You didn't even say goodbye. And he just disappears. And
I feel sad.
as you do that, you all kind of dive into this cart. You feel the curtain just pulled back across you. You can hear the cheering in the street. You can smell thick, acrid smoke. And through the kind of, there's very, like, almost slits rather than windows in the cart. You can kind of peer through and you can see a large plume of smoke still over the forum. You do notice the starling in there, flittering, and just reappears as this young woman. And she says, I think I want some answers now. As Nimble turns and goes, what the bloody hell's going on?
We have no idea. Thanks, Nimble, by the way.
I said I'd watch out for you. We do what we can.
I'll give him a little, like, elbow bump.
I dispel wild shape and turn back into Octavius.
Nimble, this is, I hope, a friend.
Oh, right.
I'm so sorry. It was very, very hectic. I believe your name was
My name is Iktha.
Ica, right? Ica.
Iktha.
Today is not the day to test me.
Not mine
you
either.
said you were Camelia's sister.
Yes.
It's Camellia, as in Camellia.
We have no idea what has happened to Camellia.
I just want to check. This is Camellia Vela you're talking about. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm really sorry to ask, but what has happened to your sister?
She just points out
Oh, she's having a party.
towards the smoke from the forum.
We think within a degree of accuracy, we can tell you who was responsible for your sister's death if she was in fact in the.
We can.
So you know
structure.
she's dead then?
I didn't.
No, I'm going on your word.
Oh.
But
We know who did it. We have them.
Oh, okay. The assassin that was hunting one of our compatriots, who was also going to defeat the politicians.
Oh, we got the assassin. You can't escape the forum. We had enough Praetorians there to capture her.
Perfect. Well, then hopefully you will kill her.
Wait
And
a
you'll
second.
never guess.
How do you know this, Six?
Well, I don't mean to remind you all of what you already know, but you already know that she was going to kill the forum. To you, I assume it would make sense, logically, that this is what has happened. To me, I asked...
she told us at the fire, didn't she? When we won that game against her, she was like,
This is
I've
not
got to
new
kill God
information
King,
for
Senate,
anyone
Octavius, someone
Yeah.
else.
Octavius holds his tongue.
So within a degree of accuracy, as I said, I think we can tell you who did it. It was Avantika the assassin.
Make a persuasion check.
Yes, I agree. Is the help action.
That's 17.
Yeah, she says, oh, yes. I know Avantika did it.
And she's no friend of ours. She was working for... I don't remember who, but we did
She's
find out
working
who she was
for
working
Gaius, and she also wants to kill me as it happens.
See, that's funny. That's interesting, you see. Because what she told us, and she looks at you, Six, and says, was that you told her to do it today. You gave the command.
Oh, well, I cannot command an assassin that I'm not paying. That is not possible. So therefore, the assassin that has tricked you into coming here, the assassin, I might remind you, has told you to, has given you some of the wrong kind of information, I'm afraid.
I sort of show her my scars, but she's already tried to kill me once. I don't see why we would work with her
We
a
also
second
have
time.
a whole camp outside of here who can testify to the fact that this woman wants to kill Octavius.
She
I would say anything to spare whatever part of her life you have offered her in return for information.
I would let you know as well that Avantika, she had missions, and one of those was to kill every member of the Senate. That was her mission. No matter what day she was going to do it, it was going to happen. An attack.
You should find the person who's paying her. That
She's
will
very
that will point you in
single-minded.
the direction.
Well, she says,
What?
and she turns to Octavius, that you're paying her.
Oh, wait, you weren't joking.
Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
No. This
Did
is the guy
Octavius,
she's
was
trying
that
to
the
kill.
first laugh that
We
we've
saw him
actually
laugh.
heard?
Yeah, it is the
Listen,
first
wait,
laugh.
no, listen, right?
This is the
Ikfa, I am incredibly jealous of you because I spent 3 weeks trying to get this man to break a smile, and that is the first time he's laughed since we've been hanging out together.
Well, I'm
Also,
not laughing.
look at him; he's got no money to pay an assassin of that caliber.
Yeah, I've
No.
just left the army. My brother wants me dead. He's currently the leader of, I think, even this town now that Camellia is dead.
Yeah. So
And he
it's
also
okay that you are
wants me
confused
dead, so...
and misinformed.
Thanks to this whole
Okay.
affair, he's not just the head of the Lion Legion anymore. You know what today was?
No idea.
Hmm.
It was the preliminary vote.
I don't remember.
I'm
what
from
that is.
Indiri. I have
Yeah,
no
we're
idea
from
what-
India. We haven't heard any of that. You know, just like
Someone
Would
got
I
local
just-
elections.
I mean, I'm
An
not much
assassin
into
May I-
bursts in
politics.
and tries to kill the two candidates for the council.
Well, then, should you
Then it was
immediately
whoever
suspect the
profits
other
best
candidates?
from it.
Yeah, the one who survived that.
I
He
mean, what
survived
am
by
I...
the
Well, you
skin
can
of his
just drop
teeth.
this one off. You can just drop this one off wherever you want to, mate. Like honestly, she's not of any use to us anymore. So
And she
Yeah.
just casts silence in the space. And so suddenly everything, you're all talking. And she's just looking. And then she just drops it and says,
and exactly what I was saying. Exactly.
why
Faeza's
Would
going
I
to
trust
hold up her
someone?
hand.
who just survived? Yes, what?
I'm like, oh, okay. I would just argue that if Gaius has just benefited from this incident, would that not suggest that perhaps he is an instigator in this? And
Gaius
would it
had to be
not
healed back to life. He was lying there bleeding out. He only just survived.
You know, a very good assassin
I-
can make it
Yes,
appear like
with-
Might I
somebody is.
As much as it's
suggest,
the
though-
same argument, Avantika is incredibly skilled, and she
Very
could
good.
easily damage him without killing him.
Yeah,
I
she's
would
very good with the
also
swords. She's
argue,
good, yeah, good chat. you know.
Using logic, I would say that if the assassin has been captured, but her mission to kill Octavius is still not achieved, then maybe she would use somebody else to try and achieve her aim. Is that not a logical
That's a very good
solution?
logic, Faeza. That's why you're the brains of this company.
Faeza, make a persuasion check with
I've
advantage.
not heard that before, but
With advantage, thank you.
yeah, that was a good. That was good.
Fucking great, Chrissy.
So, persuasion. 40. 19.
She looks at you all for a moment. This is strange. This isn't what I thought it would be. And he did tell me where to find you.
Well, that's
Of course
strange.
he did.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
We've been trying to actively avoid him for a very long time.
Oh, well, he
What?
almost had us. He captured us
If
down
he
near Deepwood.
knew where we were, that would be
Jade
against all
Mantle.
of our
I
actions.
can't remember the town's name.
No, but hang on, you broke into the repository to destroy my family's books and
No, we have your book
Out
right
comes
here.
the books. Out from the back holding. We're
We
not
did not
destroying
intend
these.
to destroy this.
In
No,
fact,
we
we
were-
probably saved them from Gaius, is what happened right now.
what? Why
I
did
mean-
you want the books?
Can you?
Oh,
we have no
everyone
idea
looks
actually.
at
Can
Nimble.
you? Yeah, we all
Yeah,
look at Nimble.
yeah.
Hey, don't bring me into this.
I mean, where's thingy?
Thorn.
Thorn.
Thorn, thank you.
Well, we were gonna, take you back the long route and maybe reunite you with Toots and stuff, but I just look at
Faeza's-
stuff.
Yes.
Faeza's holding up her hand and looking pointedly at Ictha again.
Ictha looks at you. What?
Thank you. I just wanted to say that this, although we cannot vouch for someone else's intentions, some allies of ours, people that have helped us, who are also suspicious of Gaius, wanted to look at Camellia's files to see a bit more about her history, and their intentions to us, or the ones that they spoke to us about, were not nefarious. If anything, they wanted to see the truth through all of
I
this
think-
politics.
I think they were potentially looking to see if they could back Camellia against Gaius.
We were working to help her.
gods. I knew this would happen. And she just falls down, puts her head in her hands, and just starts sobbing.
Yeah,
I'm so
Nimble,
sorry.
anywhere is good, mate. Yeah.
Ripper, be kind now.
Ripper, maybe you want to
It's your
tell her
thing.
something, positive. Give her some light in this time. It's not really my thing.
Faeza's going to ask, would you like some tea?
There's just a very
Yeah, love some,
snotty
yeah.
sniffling. That's
I'll make-
neither an assent nor a dissent.
I'll make some. I'll make some.
Black will
Extra
just tear a
spice in
bit of
for her,
his
you know?
arm bindings off and like hand it to her like a tissue.
It
It's
should-
covered in smoke and dirt and horrible like Victorian gore. but it's
Octavius doesn't know what to do, so he casts lesser restoration on her.
She pulls the cloth and she goes to wipe it, and even through that, and you can hear it's real like heaving sobbing. You hear, and you, Faeza, recognise prestidigitation as the cloth just cleans, and then as she just wipes her nose, and it's a real snotty blow, and then the sobbing just resumes.
Ickfor, right?
And
So
Faeza's just going to cast prestidigitation to clean it again for her. And then-
so
and reusable tissues. That's brilliant.
so it is completely. So she is definitely dead, right? Is that what you're telling us, right?
I held her body in my own hands.
Yeah, and like, did you check a pulse? Did you, like, was she going blue?
Ripper,
Like-
please, calm down.
Well, like,
There's-
listen, as we just discussed, Avantikar is an excellent assassino, right? And
Working for Gaius.
yeah, but
Her throat was slashed. Her heart
Ah.
was ripped out.
okay,
was
well.
That
Is
sounds like
you
a
offering
Manticore.
consolation, Ripper? I didn't realize.
See, you can like change your appearance, can't you?
The first thing I tried everything I know. What's the good of studying if you can't help those you love?
May I ask what you do?
Well, I'm a member of the College of Inquiry. Oh, well, I was. I've been working for the Senate for the last year, but she was all I had.
I'm so
Do you think you
sorry.
might also be under threat of attack? Do you have any kind of line to assent or?
Oh, I'm just an aide. There's no. Gods, no.
Well, do you have a place to stay tonight? Maybe we can continue this conversation somewhere more comfortable if Nimble has a place in mind for us.
Oh, there's always Camillia's house. My house.
Okay, if that would make you more comfortable.
I'm going to say her
Yeah.
place is probably not the place to be.
I agree. First, we should
Okay.
go
I can't
with
go there
Nimble in the
tonight.
garden.
Okay.
And
I
maybe
think we
we'll
should
consider.
find Thorn.
I think-
Yes.
I think we may have some allies for you, but when we go there, maybe we shouldn't perhaps divulge your connection to Camellia, but you can judge for yourself and then decide if you want to reveal who you are.
Could you keep quiet for just a little bit, Nimble, as a favour?
You look at Nimble, who's still kind of sussing it out, and you're going,
Thank
"What's the
you.
word, innit?"
Oh, well, it's good to know that Nimble's allegiances are flexible. It's just good to know that. Yeah, we'll that's not a bad shout. We're back. We'll discuss it all, and then we've got a good place at Elysium that we can house you for the time being.
If Gaius knew that we were going to attack the antiquary, though I fear that he probably knows we're at the Elysium.
What I would say, Ichther, is that I know that Avantika may seem to be captured, but and I know the Praetorians, well, we've learned they are very good at stealing magic, but she does use a device, it's called ether, a material called ether. And I would warn, if there is a way of getting a warning to anybody who is keeping her about that, maybe it's worthwhile. If
Yeah.
there's a way of getting a message to them or something.
Hang on. And you see her.
Oh, while you're at it,
just-
also tell them to put a blade in her. It's terrible to destroy something so beautiful. We all know that, but you must sometimes. So.
Well,
Just
the
put a blade in
Praetorians
her while
work
you're
for
there.
Gaius, so they won't be doing
She
that.
kind of closes her eyes, and you can hear her whispering something under her breath. Unless anyone has the observant feat.
I do.
So you observe her saying, "Assassin captured. Kill confirmed. Gaius survived. Other senators in danger. Activate the bill. I'm finding the truth." And that's it.
I keep it to myself.
Again, it is absolutely so silently whispered that only because you can lip read can you see it. And she just sits there crying. You notice that as this journey goes on, you're not going back to the Shade Mark. You are actually heading down the river toward Brownwater. And as the kind of cart is backed up and the curtain is pulled open, you notice this place looks like a ramshackle factory. In fact, somewhere kind of very similar, like, to the kind of factory that you'd seen before at Timbergrasp, where you had met the garden for the first time. As you walk out, Faeza, you get an initial sting of panic, thinking, "Toots!" And you just hear a toot, 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 as you're led through the factory into these kind of seedy back rooms that are just filled with grain carts and sacks of produce and a stench of the river. And Toots is there kind of almost doing like when kittens do pancakes and stuff, just getting excited seeing you, and she bounds over to you, her mechanical feet clacking on the wooden floor.
Bounds as well and gives her a hug around the nose.
Dude! As you enter, you see Nimble kind of slowly helping down Ichther, who sort of takes his hand gingerly and is looking around. She does not look comfortable at all. And at this point, you see a familiar fox-faced Thorn walk around the corner. "Well, I see this didn't go quite the way we thought it would. What happened?"
I mean, we got the books.
Gaius.
So actually, it did go pretty well.
Yeah, but Gaius knew we were attacking the library.
"I know. He... About an hour after you left, his men came to Elysium. Luckily, we'd already moved, but it wasn't pretty."
Did somebody give up our location or our plans?
"I don't know. As far as I know, everyone in the garden is in our cause. We've vetted and triple-checked. You are the strangest people we know, and I know it wasn't you."
Nimble?
"Hey, look. I like you guys. I'm not going to sell you out."
Faeza's going to, because we established an episode ago that she's got that telepathic link that Ripper
Sure.
has with Shriekle. She just sort of is going to nudge Toots and say to her, "Ichther needs looking after. Stay with her. Be vigilant. Make sure no one comes near her. Thank you."
Toots gives you a result of Toot.
Octavius
Reluctantly patters over to her because she doesn't really want to leave you, but she does. She glances back at you and then walks over and just kind of does that thing that cats do where they just lean into you.
Is Ichther out of earshot? Is she away slightly?
No, she's very much stood with you, but she's got that kind of haunted, glazed look of someone who's the adrenaline is now worn off, and she's just standing there, not really sure how to process.
I think I'm going to keep an eye on her, so if she moves anywhere or is taken by anybody, or that I would know. I think.
You'll be all right. Toots is extra vigilant, so she'll let us know if something happens.
Well, Thorn actually notices Toots walking over, looks up and goes, "Now, hang on, who's this?"
Can I,
A friend.
before we continue, can I insight and check whether she knows more about someone divulging the information than she's letting on?
Who are you insight checking? Thorn?
Thorn, yes.
Make an insight check.
That is a 16.
She looks genuinely concerned. She looks tired, worn, and she looks very tense. But this has been a very tense day. It's hard to read what that tension is from, but it's understandable.
Okay, thanks.
Faeza is going to announce it to Thorn. Faeza is going to wander over and stand next to Toots and say, she helped us escape. And she's a friend, and when she's been through a lot, when she's ready to talk, she'll talk, but we will vouch for her for now.
Okay. Well, the book.
Lack takes the book, if that's okay.
I'm going to step up next to Lack as like his confidant.
Matters, but I won't vouch for her until I know her.
It was his thing, wasn't it? So he takes the books out, because there were two. Was there? Did we take two or just the one?
We just
We
took
only
the
took
one.
one.
Took the one.
No,
No,
we
you
took
took
the
one,
one.
sorry.
We left the other
Yeah, you
one.
put the other one back.
I take the book and I give it to her and I say, that is as thanks for everything you did for us. And I believe our business of this contract completed.
She takes the book and she says, agreed. You're a man of your word, Lack. I
Always.
appreciate that. And you know, what you sow grows. We know we can
Yes.
trust you. You can trust us. And she takes it and she just opens the book and starts reading and goes, I fucking knew it. And then just kind of throws the book down. It just lands face down. And she says, rest, please. You're safe here. I need to go and see to my folk, make sure they escaped earlier. I'll be back in 10 minutes. And she just... Yeah,
Sorry, go.
of course. She just walks out the back room, and as Nimble's there kind of sidling over to Lack, and you look at him and like, been a day. And he looks like he's about to kind of, you know, chill out a bit with you. And you just hear, Nimble! In a minute.
Later, my friend. Later.
And he follows after her, and you are left alone. Reading the book.
I mean, this isn't exactly the life and times of Bimble Bambomble, or whatever his name was, but, you know, it's...
Well,
Yeah,
what
Lack
you
will look
read
over his shoulder.
is... you've got 10 minutes to kind of flick through. And let me give you permission to read it within... So if you refresh Foundry, if someone wishes to read it, they can. Essentially, it is a book of Camilla Vella's life as it was. And it contains key information. There is also some general family history in there, but it's opened on the chapters about Camilla herself.
Where is it in the book, in the thingy?
So in Blood and Song Adventures, in your journal,
Camilla Vella's
you will
information.
see... Yes.
All right, everyone, you know what? I'm going to crowd round for this one. Camilla Vella, 45 years old, oldest of two sisters, known to be blunt, cautious, and aloof from ordinary people. Oh, Octavius, she sounds like your kind of girl. Family is incredibly rich, sounds like my kind of girl. But their wealth is fairly new and mostly comes from investing in trading, not so much fun, and maintaining imperial highways. That's all right, innit? Construction, you know. Other families dislike the Vellas, but Camilla's nature ensures that they were never openly disrespected. Sounds a bit like you, Six. And they gained a foothold in local government. She served 2 military terms. Well, that's pretty good, though unremarkable. You know I'm thinking it, but I ain't going to say it. Her second tour was blighted by scandal, as she turned down for several promotions. She consistently challenged military rulings. She's thought to be unjust. That sounds like you, Faeza. Tries to expose corruption at institutional level. Well, that sounds like me. Left school after a second term, began crusading for the military down the Darkhold Expanse. See, that's got your name written all over it. In order to make a change on a larger level. I think that sounds like you, Lack. I think there's a bit of all of us in this one, isn't there? Let's see. Mother and father died of disease. She was 6. 3 other Scillas. 3 other siblings. Camilla, Ithaca, that's that one. And Brustus. How'd you say that one? Brew.
It looks like Brewster's to me.
You just
Brewster's
hear her
right.
crying, Brewster's.
Oh, I was Brewster's, yeah.
Just a reminder of that one. Good one.
Paladin of life right there. Paladin of life.
Brewster died on the battlefield at age of 21 during his first tour. Ifcar was a sickly child, joined the School of Inquisition at 13.
Oh, College of
unusually long.
Inquiry, I think that might say. She's looking over the shoulder.
What would you say?
The College of Inquiry, not Inquisition. I think that's slightly different. Ripper, maybe.
Oh yeah. Sorry, got that one wrong. Yeah, Ifcar. I'll start from the top again. Sorry, let me.
It's okay, Ripper. I think we got the most.
We get it.
So Ithaca was a sickly child, joined the College of Inquiry at 13, which is unusually young. Ithaca currently serves as the aide to the Primus Scholari.
Lack's gonna walk up to Ithaca and just sort of do his squat next to her, and he says, my friend, I'm ever so sorry for your loss. It's they're honor words. We have a friend in Embervale, I think it's called. I can't remember all these names, these Janellan names. They're so weird on the tongue. Cinderbane, I think. Cinderbane. Her name is Inmara, and she's a healer of unbridled prowess. Maybe if you were to take your sister's body there, she might have some more answers for you.
The body's been taken to the family tomb. Thank you. I know you're trying to help, but
maybe we could get word to Inmara.
Yeah, of
Steve,
course.
what do you think?
She might rebuff you, though. It's fair warning. She's currently dealing with a plague.
No, there's no reason not to ask, huh? Someone's sister's dead.
No, of course not.
Ikfa? Sorry, Seed, you go first.
Ikther, what do you want to do now?
I want to know the truth. I want to know who's behind this. I want to stop the... I'm not as brave as she was. I'm not as strong as she was, but we can't let this happen.
I would suggest allying yourself maybe with the garden then.
I can't ally myself with anyone. I'm just an aide. I'm no one. Oh gods, the house.
And yet you stopped us for almost a brief moment, and we're not weak. And no, I don't think you are either.
Maybe I don't know what I can do to help you.
Well, currently we can't actually look at this political situation right now. At least I don't think I can. We currently have a spreading plague south, and we require the aid of a quite renowned mage just to the north of here, of which requires our immediate attention.
You leave it. You can't possibly leave. Everyone already thinks it's you. If you run, you'll look guilty.
I don't think we can possibly not look guilty with
There's
the position that Gaius is in.
Afoot. Sadly, it won't just be your sister who dies if we don't sort this plague out.
If we don't stop Gaius, the whole country could fall. That's not just a town, that's everyone.
And it's the same with the plague. But the plague is more indiscriminate than Gaius could ever be.
Ikther?
Yes.
Can I ask you a blunt question? Do you feel if you can trust us now?
I want to. But I've never really been good with people. That was Camilla's thing.
Well, I mean, according to this book, she was...
It's okay. And Six takes the book gently from him.
Thing is, I completely hear what you're saying. Of course, people are going to be very suspicious right now. There is going to be a lot of fear and a lot of hurt, and of course there is. But if you trust us, that us leaving, it's because we want to help. But right now, we're aware of something developing outside of this place, and we're scared about that reaching you all as well. If you trust us, and if you can vouch for us here, I'm sure that will count for a lot. Your sister sounds like she was the most wonderful woman, and I'm sure people think very highly of all of your family, including yourself. Your word will probably mean a lot.
Make a persuasion check.
"21."
Okay. So as you say that, she kind of looks and goes, she was a grumpy bitch. Even I didn't really like her, but People trusted her. She was strong. God, I'm going to have to take up the family name. I can't do anything for you. I'm not that powerful, but... You'll come back. Then... I'll wait. I'll do whatever I can to slow Gaius, but I'm just an aide. He's going to be the military now. He's on the Senate. There's nothing left I can do.
Maybe it is worth chatting to Thorn. Maybe it's worth finding out a little bit more, because sometimes subtle words or subtle actions means that you're not alone, and a word in the right ear can change the world.
So as you say that, you hear a voice from behind you
As
saying,
Six knows.
Aye. I'll do what I can to help. I'm sorry, lass. I feel like this is partially our fault. If we hadn't set this lot after the book, if I just trusted your sister was a good person and gone to her. But hindsight's a different thing. Talk to me, we'll do what we can. And you see Thorn standing at the back with a few more of the garden behind her.
Thorn, it seems we've come to a place where we can actively help each other. And it seems we're also the only people that can trust each other. I trust the garden. They've done good by us. And I think you can trust us. We've got something to do that's going to affect the people. This plague needs to go. And it'll affect your people more than it'll affect the people at the top, as it always does.
It always does.
We've got to go do that.
Aye, I understand.
But we need you to hold ground here, because we're not going to leave this lie for you either. So I think we can trust each other and help each other out here.
Listen, I cannot stop the Praetorians. I cannot stop the military. I cannot hold ground. We are not a military group, but we will resist however we can.
That's
do what you need to.
I mean, we don't
Keep
need
an eye
fighting.
out.
We just need words. We need people to believe, huh?
Well, thank you for your help. It has been much appreciated, and we have a little few gifts for you. You're going to need them out there. And she hands you a bag, and you hear the clinking of items. And at that point, we're going to stop for the night, and you're going to find out next week.
That's the nicest end you've ever done, Johnny.
That is true, yeah.
That's the worst ending he's ever put us in.
It's just going to be like an old steel
that
sword
is an
or whatever.
absolute
It's gonna be like a rubbish in a
tease.
big sack.
Well done, guys. You navigated.
Level up, Johnny. That's so kind.
No level up. Get real. Getting close.
Not even for Taj's birthday?
Not even for Tasha's birthday.
Handing the book back. We've done everything.
Yeah, you have. On the side quests. So it was incredibly well played tonight. It got a little bit dicey at the start, but you used your brains and lived, which was smart, and some good persuasion checks there. It was some interesting rolling on the skill check that caused her to appear there. So well done for navigating those problems. And I guess we'll pick up in 2 weeks' time to find out what happens. Because next week you get to enjoy Becky's DMing. Far less evil.
Well, hang on.
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know about that.
But just
she
as
took
good
maybe
and just
more
as
glee
fun.
in it as well, I thought. So that's
More fun,
something to
in
watch
fact.
out for.
It was
I need to up my
lot
game.
of fun. Yes,
Really good
definitely.
fun.
Well, it's always
So-
more fun when you're the player, right? There's less work to do. There's still work, don't get me wrong, but there's less work than
Oh,
the
no.
DM.
You'll see next week, folks. Incredible levels of preparation. Truly puts me to shame. It's really good.
Absolutely.
And there will
brilliant.
be, I think it's safe to say there will be some members of the cast on chat live as well. So if you want to see our
Maybe.
reactions as we realise what's going on.
I might be asleep. Be doing the garden that day.
You've just been with the garden now. So
Remember, Brad, what you reap is what you sow, or whatever their phrase is.
I don't think you can
What
do that with
what
concrete.
the plant
I don't
now.
think you can plant concrete and reap it later.
nitrogen- Was it like plant now, nitrogen fix, and then the year afterwards you'll have some healthier crops? I think that's what the garden's.
that's verbatim. What
We're
they
throwing
say.
lots of ash in all of the garden plots, so they should be healthy.
I don't know. My knowledge of gardening is like Stardew Valley. That's it.
I'm just changing what's in that bag for a second. Excuse me. So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. They probably want to interact with us via social media. Where can they do that, Ryan?
You can find us at Blood Song Party on Twitter or Blood and Song on Facebook and Instagram. We now have our own Reddit page, which is /r Blood and Song. You can find us on YouTube to beat the algorithm, search Blood and Song Erionwel. And also, you can find us wherever you listen to good podcasts, just search Blood and Song.
I'd also like to say thank you to Sirenscape for providing some really dramatic music tonight. It was marvellous, because epic games do need epic sound. If you like the Sirenscape stuff you've heard, you can check the link down below, and that will show you all the sound sets we use, made by some wonderful creators that you can get with a premium subscription. It's got a partial name. I can't remember it. They're not paying us. It doesn't matter. But check it out. That's wonderful. And also thank you to Foundry for being our VTT of choice and allowing us to use their platform. Wonderful. With that all being said, we'll see you next week for a one-off, and in 2 weeks live again to pick up the campaign. Have a wonderful week, and may the Great Mother guide you wherever you are. Good night, folks.